All right, once again, I forget to unmute myself. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Metropole Grid. I'm here, as always, to talk to you guys through your regular Tuesday afternoon stream. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to have a pretty fun time. We're going to talk about Hoshiko. I think it's a pretty banging deck that people are maybe underrating a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's looking forward to seeing. There's been some big events, obviously. The NANPC Montreal happened. One of the regionals in the UK happened as well, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, I think let's get going on it. Oh, hey there.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Metropole Grid. Give me 1 second. I gotta hit a bunch of buttons.
Oh yeah. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, so I'm just messing everything up.
No, it's okay. You're doing a great job. So we have a wide camera, so you see more. So this is this. I gotta pull this in, so we have to be like right here.
Okay. Yeah.
So new haircut, yeah. So we have to talk into the same microphone. This is the problem. When I had that side microphone, it sounded terrible, and I kind of just put it aside. So this is it. Let us know if we're not talking directly into the microphone enough, because we gotta get close. Jeff, welcome to Montreal. How's it going?
It's been fantastic. I've had a lovely time in the city here, and a pretty good had a good time at NANPC Montreal, and had a pretty good showing, I think.
Yes,
so
you had a great showing. Mind you, we just wrapped. We had an NPC Montreal this entire weekend. We had about 34 players come in for day one. We played 7 rounds of single-side Swiss. We came back on day 2. There was Throwback. There was a Top Cup. There was Arc Nova.
Yeah.
I thought I tuned in the wrong channel. Solomir, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Jai, Jeff, you need to touch your hair more and spam on the mind yous. Mind you.
No, I'll just continue to say strictly correct, and my classic catchisms.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, it was a great weekend. It was super busy. Shout out to everyone who came out. We had a great showing. We had folks from you came up from the States. We had folks from the States, folks from the West Coast, a bunch of people from Montreal, people from Ontario came in. Shout out to Toronto, Torsaw crew. It was a great event. I don't know.
Yeah, it was fantastic. The venue was great. Yeah. Andre and Maddie ran a fantastic event. Like, it was, everything was run very, very smoothly. I have 2 of those things now. Yeah. I did not bring them with me for some reason, okay. But yeah, no, it was a lovely event. So I don't know.
Give us an update on online Arc Nova game. It was heartbreaking. So we were playing, it was Jeff, me, and Chris. And Chris is really good at Arc Nova. He went to Gen Con to compete, right?
Yeah.
Like, he just came back from Gen Con to compete at Arc Nova. Jeff and I were like, we're going to get bodied. I think I played more Arc Nova than Jeff has. The way Arc Nova works is you don't know how long the game is going to be. It ends when somebody's 2 scoring tracks pass each other. At that point, everybody else has 1 final turn. And then there are both secret and public and final game scoring objectives that will give you more points. I think Chris was on like 85.
Yeah.
And then I did a turn. I was like kind of painting over a turn in which I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I could spend a bunch of my resources to do it even harder, but I'll keep those extra resources to do something better in 2 more turns. And so I did a half-assed something. It was pretty good, but not as the best I could. And then it passes to Chris, and Chris just ends the game.
Yeah. Just like straight ends the game. And then here's the great punchline.
Yeah.
Everything tallies out. And we both take our final turns. We both do the best we can. I don't remember what
it was bad. I made a mistake.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
But anyway, final scores come out. Chris is ahead of both of us by like 20 points.
Yeah. How you'd expect.
Yeah. And then end game scoring happens, and I ended up 1 point ahead.
Yeah, it was like 102 to 103. I think also, so my final scoring card, it's different in the Marine thing.
Oh, yeah.
They made it easier, but I think they also diluted the deck. So there's less. So I had like the rock scoring icon. So if I had 7 rock scoring, I would have got 4 conservation points.
Yeah.
In the game that I own, it's 6, but I think it's harder to accomplish because there's more cards in the deck, I think, on average. So my last action was to put in a sponsorship that was like the cable car that adds 2 rock icons. And so I was like, I'm going to get to like 4 points. And I didn't. I got to 3 because I didn't hit the 7.
Oh,
it was
that's brutal.
3 times over I made mistakes, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It was really fun.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Great result, by the way, Jeff. Kat was asking me which side she should pick for you in the cut.
Kat and I were talking about that a lot. So it's funny. Round 1, Kat and I get paired up again against each other and play the Kat's NEH into the Hosh that we're going to be playing later today. And I get demolished. Like, the game is not close. I almost concede because after like 10 minutes.
This is in Swiss.
This is
round 1.
This is round 1 of Swiss. And I'm like, also fantastic. We both drove, I think, between the two of us 11 hours to make it to this event, and then we play each other round 1. And then like that is one of my only 2 losses in the entirety of Swiss that day.
I think Kat played about 40% of their games against you specifically through the whole weekend, and I think like 60% of their games against people in the same testing group, like the Snare Bears, the same testing group that everyone's in. Just really funny because you played 3 times against Kat, the Corp versus Runner matchup.
Yes.
And I don't want to spoil it because it'll be up on the channel, but like the last one's the only one with a different outcome, which is really funny.
Yeah. So then we meet in round 1 of the cut, where it is once again Kat's choice on which matchup. And we both talked about it. I'm like, okay, look, the Kit versus Asa matchup is one that like I don't know intimately well. But I know Asa very, very well, and so I'm probably going to be able to find some lines. But the NEH like is just a very difficult deck for me to crack, and so it's probably what you should favor when I was talking to them about it. And it sounds like they asked Jai, the actual Asa expert in the chat, what they felt of the matchup.
The game you played in the cut versus Kat, which is not on stream, the one where Kat is playing an NEH deck that's different than the NEH deck that I think Snare Bears might be more known for, which is really cool to see. And I think Kat said that they published a deck list, which they haven't published a deck list in a long time, so that'd be really cool. But it was like the last turn where Kat put a B1001 on a table behind ice, and then put something else in another server behind a VSA. Yeah. So not ice that actually ends the run, but with you already like 8 tags in, maybe like the B1001 was the end of the run.
I think I was 8 tags in.
You had a lot of tags.
Yeah. I had more or less stopped like the second game that we played in the round 1 of the cut was really interesting because my starting hand was just pure gas.
Yeah.
And it looked like I was about to like completely take over the game, and then an Amani landed at just the right time to like equalize it out. But I had like before the game sort of equalized, I basically gotten all the spin doctors out of the game, and the self-growth program out of the game. So I actually had a lot of leverage to actually go and execute the game. On this final turn, Kat does, an install behind the VSA, install and a remote, and I go, okay, well, click 1, I'm going to check that remote, and if I run that on any other click, I just lose the game. Was the way it worked. But I happened because I ran it click 1. I was able to just walk through the ice. I forget if it was maybe an F2P.
I don't think it was res. Oh, maybe it was because you were threatening with.
Oh no, I don't think it got. Yeah, I don't think it got res because I had Oswer.
You're gonna have to say that a lot.
I'm gonna have to say this so much today. Ahoceras crew. And just like or maybe I think it was install Ahoceras crew, so that I could actually threaten and then make the run. It was a B1001, so I trashed it. But I just forgot that Cat had installed a card behind the VSA. I thought it had been the Maryland they had installed a turn earlier.
Yep.
And so I just didn't run the remote, and I made a pointless run on.
You ran R&D or something.
R&D, yeah, and it's like,
how'd you feel? Because like that's a painful one. Because like obviously the play is if they're putting a B on the table, there's an agenda on the table. If you like remember that they put 2 on the same turn.
Yeah, I mean, I was really pissed. I like waited till everyone cleared away, like threw a little die, and then like found a corner of the.
We couldn't find you for a bit. I was like, round 2 has to start. Where's Jeff? I think he's getting air.
Yeah, basically, I was just like, I'm gonna do the headphones tech, put on some tunes, just like try and zone out. After the game, Kat and I talked about it, they had some lines that they realized afterwards and would have made the game much less favored for me.
Okay.
And so I feel a little bit better about missing it, where it's like, oh, they could have earned this. It wasn't just like, oh, I made a dumb mistake and that was the only way I lose. There was some other ideas.
Yeah, like also Pat just came in and said what, Cat? Yeah, that's great. That's fun. Were you wearing headphones for most of the games, or were you just had them around on day 2 of it?
I just had them around for day 2 to put on after games.
What do you listen to?
I literally just went, I think I don't usually listen to this stuff, but I just like opened up like YouTube and was like, electronic music, let's go. And so it's like a little bit hypey and a little bit just kind of like
focus,
just like focus and give me some momentum, give me some energy back, and like try and move me on from.
Did that work?
Yeah, it honestly did a really good job of recentering me.
Because that's a thing that you see a lot more, I think, in like the FGC and the fighting game community. People play with headphones. Now, in that game, you have to talk to your opponent a fair bit less.
Yeah.
But I know there's a bunch of really good players back in the day that would play with headphones, and I don't find it disrespectful.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we have the bone conducting one, so you can hear through it perfectly. But like Dean was always playing in Toronto. He'd always put in like electronic music and play.
It's genuinely something I've thought about. Like, if I was going to start, I mean, I say if I was going to start grinding, I was definitely trying to grind the last few months, right?
Yeah.
But like, to me, that actually the thing that I would probably start doing, because I get very easily distracted by people asking rules questions on adjacent tables.
Because you want to give your 2 cents?
There was multiple times during this event where I started correcting people's lines or giving rules clarifications to people at adjacent table. I wouldn't correct lines until after the game. Like, their game would end and they go, hey, why didn't you do this? I'm like, wait, why am I spending brain space on this game that's happening next to me when I'm like trying to figure out how the heck I'll possibly win as Asa?
I'll be honest, I was disappointed in the lack of judge calls. Like, as someone who's not playing, who's just a TO is answering judge calls, last year with the Nationals, we had slightly more players. It was also a competitive event, so I feel like more people maybe wanted to call the judge more consistently, which at a casual tier event, you should call the judge with the same amount of gusto. There was just less judge calls. I spent whole rounds like just not talking to players, and like still had a great time hanging out with Maddie and like walking around and stuff, but like I wanted more tough judge calls. They're fun.
It's funny, like at Worlds last year, I remember like we staffed very aggressive. Like, we had like I think 7 judges with the idea that we would have 5 on call in a given round and everyone would have 2 breaks. And there would just be like 10-minute periods where nobody's one called a judge. And it's like we have 120 or 100 something tables of Netrunner players, and there's no judge. And so like someone would call a judge, and you just see like
7 people
like sprinting to try and get there first.
Mine. You just ask what the text on Corroder is. It doesn't matter. Just like keep us busy. It's fine. Only reason there were a few judge calls was because I got COVID. Oh no, Evil, and hopefully you're feeling better. Oh, that's a bummer. Also, Rahit, thanks so much for coming up. It was really nice hanging out with you.
It was fantastic to hang out with you, Rahit.
Yeah, Kyle, Coswell, Slub Give. Kyle, hopefully you had a safe trip back. I know a bunch of Toronto folks. Kyle booked. There's this really good, this actually might be a recommendation tonight. There's a really good vegan restaurant. It might not be open on Tuesdays. It's called Sushi Momo. It's vegan sushi.
Okay.
Which is incredible because I don't know too much about non-vegan sushi, but the sort of ingredients they use is just like an absurd gamut. Because it's not all just like imitation fish. It's just like we can put whatever we want in a roll with some sort of creative. So if you go there and order their omakase, they'll have all their seasonal stuff. Their chefs are really good. You need to book it though, usually, because they're really busy. And I know Kyle booked it, and then other Toronto folk were like, we don't know about it. I think he canceled his booking, and then they ended up going again on Sunday late. Like they redid it and they sent photos, and they're like, yeah, this is sick. Sushi Momo's really, really great. It's really, really good. Are you saying I should be showing up to more events for decks that are designed to provoke judge calls? If you want to, yes. Hey, do we want to talk about the maw problem?
Oh, yeah. This is a great one.
All right. So Ma, you might know Ma. I should do a YouTube short about this, but Ma is like very interestingly one of the only cards in Netrunner that requires you to produce a way to randomize.
And not even just like, well, yeah, it has to be like a way to randomize that's almost requires a die.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you don't know, if you access HQ, Moss says the first time a turn that you access a card not in archives, and you don't steal or trash it, you have to randomly force the corp to discard a card. The corp trashes a card. The problem is, say the corp has 5 cards in hand, and you access this card here, while you're accessing and you see it, say it's a seamless launch, that is in the pools of cards that you can discard. And because you're accessing it, you will know if the seamless launch gets discarded, and you'll equally know if the seamless launch is not discarded. So what you have to do is you have to get a random number generator, a die usually, and you have to explain the mapping. You can't just roll a die and pick whatever, which is what I do on HQ runs. So you have to be like, this is 1, this is 5, I'll roll the die on 6 again. So you'll know what you discard. Now, this is an issue that's going away in Netrunner, it turns out. Like, the maw problem is, I think it's actually a thing where, like, this is the sort of problem you have to understand when designing cards. You don't want to run into issues like this, let alone the game loss simulator maw can be.
Yeah.
It turns out we found out at dinner the other night, there's another way to do this?
There's going to be a case for this to still occur in Standard, even when maw rotates.
Even when maw rotates. If you run HQ with a Heliamphora and you hit him a virus and the corp purges, you have to do a 2 random discard from HQ while still touching the virus, it seems. So we actually uniquely have the maw problem again in Standard, which I did not realize that when this card came out. Not that you see this card.
Yeah, you don't see this card, and it's gonna happen like 1 in every 1,000 games where you install this card and access a virus in HQ.
But like the ruling still has to live on to newer Netrunner players that it's actually a time where you have to do a random with a face-up card in the random pool, which requires a die.
Yeah.
Cool. At some point that might matter, but yeah, that'll happen. It requires a die that's not shit. All those old ANRPC dice for counting less great for randomizing. Yeah, the ANRPC metal dice I don't think are for randomizing. They're heavy as heck. Like they'll actually damage some tables. Shout out to the OP team, mind you, Jeff, as well.
Oh yeah.
The metal die that I thought these were when we got these at Canons, I thought these were just old ANRPC die. I didn't even look at the symbol. These are nice.
Yeah.
These are really nice.
I mean, it's funny when we went to order them, the promo image for the product was the ANRPC image.
What? It's the same people?
Yeah, I think it might. Yeah.
Wild. Very cool.
It's interesting though because the mold or the cut is slightly different because I've held them up next to each other.
These seem like they have more beveled edges.
Yeah,
the NRPC ones are a bit sharper.
Yeah, it's a very subtly different bevel, but it is a different bevel.
Yeah, it's slightly different. I have both of them here in the desk. Hey, Izzy. Hey, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, hey, Izzy. It was great to see you.
Great to see you and Sophie. Hey, friends. David, I still have my die from the Sunny LeBeau faction symbol in my token kit. So NSG has also done multiple different faction die throughout the year.
Yes.
So the old ones looked like this. This is just a yellow die I own. The old ones look like this, and they had faction symbols. And then the new ones, I think, were opaque. I have them in my kit.
Yeah, they were opaque. Yeah.
What's happening at Worlds this year? Do you know?
I need to order them, but they're going to be similar to last year's. They're going to be opaque with faction symbols, and probably there's going to be one with a Worlds 24 symbol on it as well.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
I think it was last year at Worlds, I learned through the dice themselves that the N that you saw on that die is not the null signal game's N.
It's the Netrunner N.
Yeah, people don't know that.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Dream Stream team, congrats on Top Cut, Jeff. John.
Hey, John.
How you doing? So, what kind of decks you played? Because I think we're going to be playing one of those decks a fair bit today, because it's a really cool deck.
Yeah, so I will get around to publishing these once I'm back from Montreal.
Yeah.
It also feels weird for me to publish them because they are Jai's list with changes that Jai and I talked about.
On the runner side too?
And no, runner side, it's Jonas's list, also known as Online TBU 3K.
Okay.
Literally 0 personalization. I just said, this is the list that you like. It looks very good to me. And let's go.
Do you think you can build a card for card?
Pretty close. We'll see, and then we can look it up afterwards.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the mouse.
Okay.
I just want to watch out. Whenever Pat's here and he can't see the mouse or the keyboard through the microphone stand, I make fun of him. So if it looks difficult, you'll get roasted.
Okay. I'll move the camera up. So I mean, like any runner deck that is worth its salt, you start with your sure gambles. You start, in this case, with Dirty Laundry. This is one of those cards where I actually don't know why people aren't playing this more.
Dirty Laundry's sick.
I have some guesses, but in general, I feel like this card is being underplayed right now as a whole.
I've been editing through the NANPC footage. I'm a couple of games in, and Dirty Laundry Archives happens, and you don't love it, But when you dirty laundries archives and an Anakim fires, like those are the sort of cards, the reasons where this card should be seeing more play on top of it. Obviously, with Hoshiko, you want to touch a card, and that's a
Yeah.
nice way to touch a card.
Yeah, so actually, I'm putting 3 patchworks in. Actually, let's not put the patchworks in yet, because I don't think it's clear why the patchworks go in here.
Cool.
The idea here is that we want to use crew as our primary breaker. So we're going to do the Devil Charm crew setup. These cards are pretty important. And then actually having a leech, I believe it's a 2x, is nice. And then because we're going to just get rid of all the ice, let's just use an Amakua to get our way through everything, right?
And that's all the breakers. There's no Banhar, there's no Botulus, there's nothing else.
Yeah, this is the entirety of the breaker suite. I forget, you were mentioning someone who was playing a similar Hosh, and I've already forgotten their name. I played them, and they played they actually played, I think, 2 copies of Boomerang.
Yeah.
Which makes some sense.
Oh,
And
Steven.
Yeah. And
Steven's in chat. Steven,
Yeah.
I'm editing your gameplay. It's great to watch you play Crew Hosh. It's really fun.
Yeah. Okay. So like this to some extent like is to me this is the deck, right? And then the deck is like, okay, we just need to do this as consistently as possible. Well, Strike Fund is obviously just a Strike Fund and Steel Skin to me are basically going to be auto 3-ofs in every Anarch deck until further notice.
Yeah.
And then the question is like, okay, what do we do like actually with the rest of the deck? And you know, there's an argument you could make for Maw, but I think in practice, we end up wanting the economy from Patchwork a lot more, and it lets us up some consistency in other elements here.
So we've seen this sort of archetype see a lot of play over the last year. Not a lot of play, but like
Yeah.
niche pocket play. So if I'm not mistaken, Intercontinentals last year was won by a very similar. This was with DreamNet was still around, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
So
so.
it's sort of like Patchwork. We didn't have Crew, mind you. So it was, I think, Devil Charm. I think maybe some Hippos in there. I think that deck also had a 1-of copy of En Passant, which was kind of hot tech for that night. But we've seen this sort of shell dive between both Maw and Patchwork. I think the Maw versions we saw with the Mamakua builds that were built specifically to tech with like Warroid Tracker. They were like Aeneas Informant decks.
Oh, yeah,
They were
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to be like the poisonous in quotes 5-upgrade Jinteki PE decks. You remember that?
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
So this
I
deck is in
remember
the
that.
middle of those, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and so I guess it's what was asking about like why are we not going for Banhar? And I think the honest reason is that I think it's twofold. One, I actually never felt like I actually need like the Crew and Amakua get through so much ice so quickly, it's pretty surprising.
Yeah.
And the second thing is your cards in hand are super taxed to the point that this deck is playing 3x Earthrise Hotel to make its draw happen.
And I remember when this deck was out, right at the time DreamNet got banned, and a lot of people, their sentence was, I think you can replace the DreamNet with Earthrise and it'll probably be okay. And it's like honestly true. It feels good, especially because you're playing Price. Like you get it down really cheaply with Patrick or Price, and it feels good.
I think the price is like one of the reasons this deck actually functions.
It's sick.
Is like it's funny because like all of my games I felt like I was battling uphill, and the games were like the one game where I had 2 prices in my top 10 cards. I was like, oh, this is the easiest game I've played all day.
Yeah.
And I think that may have been against Alex, who Arizon playing Ob, and I was just like, he's like, oh, I would have loved to have played a real game. I'm like, yes, but also the Ob game into this deck is so miserable.
Yes. It's like, so I know miserable. I played good games. Where were we at? Netrunner, and we were testing when Seb draws well and gets Crew on turn 1 against the Op. Like, oh crap, that's not a game. Like, the server just doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. It's really good. What else do you have? You have Stargate, I think it's a 1-of?
Yep. It's Stargate. Stargate's a 1-of, DJ as a 1-of.
Labor Rights 3?
2x Labor Rights.
2, okay.
I'm trying to remember. I know there's one diversion, but there's like a more important influence spend that I'm like just blanking on right now. And I'm gonna have to go and look at the list and cheat, which is very funny because it's most of the influence is on this next thing.
2 bones, 2 bones.
Oh yes, 2 bones. Thank you. Huge. Yeah, this is the thing is like you just need to have space for tech, and like bones, especially because I'm testing a lot against snare bears who love NEH kill decks. You just need 2x bones to like play the game basically.
And even then, like it runs out, and then you have your other issues.
Yeah. This list like can have some severe.
Speaking of tech stone ships, I don't think this has any damage tech besides just.
No, this has 1x stone ship.
It does have a stone ship.
Yeah.
Thick. It doesn't have any tag tech otherwise.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. You could play the no free lunch instead of the stone ship.
Yeah, that's
but I think the stone ship is just a little bit more versatile. And then 1x pinhole.
Hey Chris, how's it going? Yeah, pinhole.
Let's see. We're
You just
at
need one more card.
19, 7, 14, so I'm missing a 1. Oh, yes. This is a card that I think I never installed all day. In every single matchup, I was like, oh, man, it would be nice to have this here.
Did you just not get it, or you didn't commit it?
I would hit it with I think every single time I hit it with a price, and then also something like a
Better
daily
options.
cast or an Amakua that I needed or something.
Yeah, I could see that. So this deck to me is like super notable because we've had for a while a lot of Anarch decks that are just like value flood.
Yeah.
And this is one deck that like fundamentally plays different. Like it's not the same thing at all, but it reminds me of back in the day. And maybe the diversion of funds is doing a bit of heavy lifting here, as much as it's a one of whatever. This sort of like pressure, like max decks that were like keyhole, like I'm gonna pressure this, I'm gonna trash your ice, which the max deck didn't do so much, but it is a pressure deck, right? Like you're gonna face check, I'm gonna threaten your ice, I'm gonna face check and threaten your ice. If you can't keep me out of centrals, you have an Amakua leech problem. You can't keep me out of RD, you have a Stargate problem, and at the end of the game, I will have this recursion engine that will add misery back into your game.
Yeah,
which is fun. It's genuinely fun to play because you're forced to interact constantly.
Yeah, this is like, you know, I always jokes there's like a school of snare bear runner play that is, I want to include 0 win conditions. I just want to bully the corp into the ground. And this is, I think, a good compromise. This is like a deck that I fit with a bit more because you are still bullying the corp into the ground, but like in the process, you're just creating these massive win conditions for you.
Can you talk a bit about the fact that now that Shaper is good, we don't want to play Shaper?
Okay, look, I just have to, I think I have to just acknowledge that I am a hipster and just live with that.
Yeah. But it's so true. And you're not the only person I've talked to about that. Like Montreal classically is a den of Shapers. And a bunch of the players here who are known for Shaper are doing other stuff because Shaper is good right now. And it's like, obviously there's a lot to learn from that, but it is so funny how like this game as an avenue of expression of weirdness is like a desired and important part of the creative and gameplay process.
Yeah, I also like genuinely, part of me felt like the lat deck that didn't end up winning, but that Paul was playing.
Such a good deck.
It's a very, very good deck. It's
So
very strong
good.
fundamentals. And I was like, I just want to play something a little more interesting than that.
I was anytime I was standing behind Paul, I looked at his hand, and his hand was always like, that is the most playable hand you can imagine. Like every card is independently good, and like the sort of thing that you top deck and you're like sick, it's always a 5 hand of that. It's so good.
It was like, you know, my teammates tried to console me after the match, being like, oh, we were looking at his hand, his draw was just amazing. And I'm like, okay, but like, let's think about the like, what would a bad draw for him have looked like? And it's like, no, it would have been the same cards.
Yeah, it's the same card.
Like that's the thing.
His bad draw is like drawing 3 consoles and then 2 overclocks and nothing else.
Yeah,
and even that's like, you can get out of that.
Yeah, like there was definitely some breaks that went against me in that match, which we'll talk about. But there was also some playing mistakes I made in that matchup, and I was playing for an obscure line that just happened to not line up.
It was a wild line. Yeah.
But it was also a line that like wasn't necessarily actually going to be open, but just sort of like the decision he made left it open for me.
That's cool. Mind you, we recorded all of the top cut. I'm editing it at a pace that is unsustainable from the fear of the upcoming ban list.
Are you just going to release the top cut games maybe?
I've already edited a bunch of this. I was talking to Eric Hyden too, and it's like, I'm going to edit everything. He's like, dude, what are you doing? You're going to die. I'm like, I think I can do it. So I've already edited like a 45-minute round 1 game, which is pretty hype. I'm editing round 2. It's only 7 rounds. Like last year was 10 rounds, which was like a bit much.
Yeah, 10 rounds was.
But like it's 7 single-sided. It's not that many games. I've already done 2 of them mostly.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. Literally me, Steven, yes. In terms of the hipster stuff, where I'm editing literally your game at this point. It'll be fun. It's fine. It's fine.
So me here, I know you say that, but like in practice, people don't watch old VODs as much as they watch VODs for the current meta.
I can't even figure this out right now, and I think it takes some time. And the good thing is like tournament gameplay is generally more of evergreen content than streams to some extent, because streams seem like just the thing
streams
you do
are
on
very
the day.
ephemeral.
But like the streams get more views than the like highly edited gameplay content.
Yeah,
which is like, I'm not here for the views. Like I'm not frustrated that numbers don't go up. But I'm frustrated because it's like so much time goes into this. I think it's really good. I just want to know what people want, and it's
interesting because I've been thinking about this too. I want to get back into making more edited content again, because like to me that's the stuff where I feel like I do actual interesting things.
But edited, like I think there's a difference between the edited tabletop stuff and edited like your how to deck build thing always gets pulled up, and like that's going to be a good video forever until the
yeah,
format
until I
changes.
update it,
Yeah.
or I mean, that's actually one of the things I want to do is make an updated one before Dawn comes out. Though
Yeah, that'd be good.
Probably I should try and do it when Dawn comes out, but that would require some stuff that maybe won't come together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is interesting where I'm like, and I have some stuff like some of my ob stuff was like, oh, I made a video with Jackmate, and I thought it was a really good like, I thought it was a pretty good dive into a
I really
whole
like that
different
video.
style of ob, and like it got less views than a stream of that would have gotten.
It's like you playing Slay the Spire.
Yeah. It's like the clip is like the clip is a Slay the Spire thumbnail. I'm like, I mean, half the stream was Netrunner, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not a professional here making thumbnails for each of my vids, but
Donald says, hold on, I think I lost it really quickly. Are the streams getting less retention though? Can imagine people watch a stream in chunks. I think that's a big part of it, is that the number looks bigger on the stream because nobody watches a 3-hour stream. Well, not nobody. If you do, you're cool. Like, I'm not making you sound like that's an unhealthy way to live. But yeah, probably a lot of people come back. For what it's worth, YouTube doesn't disclose what a view is, if I'm not mistaken. So like nobody knows what a view counts.
Yeah. And so it's really, I should probably look at like watch time, but the YouTube like studio presentation thing is really view focused, not watch time focused.
Yes, there is a retention graph, but
yeah, there's retention graph. Yeah, they do tell you like if you go in detail, you can find like how many hours watched the video is representing.
Yeah.
But they like the like top chart that you see is your view count.
Yeah, just views.
And yeah.
I really love the edited games. Clankmatics, I'm glad you're liking it. I really enjoy them. Like, I'm excited to put so much time into them because they're sick.
Yeah, they're really
it's
fun.
a lot of time. They're really
like,
fun.
There is part of me that's like, maybe I should, if I really want to make stuff, like I've set aside this time in my week to like make Netrunner stuff, and I'm like, should I just like live stream me making the content and then like
I only can't. I don't think it's bad. I think people will care about it. I don't think it'd be like leading content.
Yeah.
The problem with me is like I can't run After Effects at the same time as I stream. My computer will melt.
Well,
that's keeping me on.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which I don't know. Stream chat is missing components of the VODs. It's super fun to participate in competing in the game moments. I hear you, Cody. I'm not saying streams are like good. Streams are hella fun.
Like honestly, I'm still doing streaming because interacting with people while talking about Netrunner is great.
It's just hanging out. It's like, do you want to hang out with friends now? Yes, I'd like to hang out with friends. Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
The internet tends to do that. The things with a lot of effort put in get nothing, then you slop. That's what the streams are. They're super fun to watch. People go wild. Yeah. I love you explain what the key interactions are in the cards play for the tournament games. Yes, I think that's a really big thing too, is like when it comes to in-person gameplay, and not that we don't do this on streams as well, it's like we want to make standards specifically and organize competitive or just organized play as approachable. And I think a big part of commentary is like explaining what the players are thinking, because it's really hard to look at a board state and be excited about the game if you don't know what the tensions are. Because usually the tensions in a game of Netrunner are like in opponents' heads. Like they know what you're doing, they know what you're threatening. And I was talking to my parents about this because they don't know what Netrunner is, and explaining them like, first that you build a deck of cards. They're like, what do you mean you build a deck of cards? Like none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time explaining. And I think the one thing that like my dad, I really got well with my dad is like, for commentary for this game, you have to commentate a game where one of the players puts all their cards face down on the table. Like your job is to tell people watching what those cards probably are and what that means to someone, which like, if you step back and think about it, is buck wild.
Yeah.
Like trying to commentate face down cards is like the most ridiculous idea. And it's fun.
Yeah, it's great fun. That's an interesting way to think about it, is like, it's the goal of commentary is to show where the tension is, but so much of the tension, I think this is true actually of a lot of strategic games.
Yes, most
like
games.
Chess does this a lot, but like chess has the benefit of like, because of open information, like you'll see like, they'll just they'll like do full lines on a side by side board, and we don't have that technology yet.
Have you done that on any streams? I felt like you've drawn on stream before. Maybe someone else has. I want to figure out how to do it because it seems kind of useful. You probably can do it just in OBS.
Yeah. No, I have some immediate ideas on how you might do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what? I've done it once and then never pulled out the tech again. But, like it's doable.
You'll catch me watching a 3-hour stream in one sitting. I've done it before. If I rewatch my VODs, it's on 2x speed. If I watch other people's VODs, which I do, usually 2x speed, unless it's particularly like a grindy game where playing it slower is good. But like I would recommend watching my own content 2x speed, so that's not like a disrespect.
No. I've been trying to sometimes catch your Tuesday streams at 2x speed when I'm like walking home from work, so that I can respond to them in my evening Tuesday stream.
Oh, on that note, Ba, I felt really bad. I think last week, how you doing? Pat got a new beard. I
Yeah.
opened up talking about one of your streams and talking about something not working, and it made it sound like your stream was bad, and it wasn't. And I really apologize for it sounded like that. You were playing Eye for an Eye, and it was sick. Apologies that came off poorly. Even if you don't end up editing the round 7 to me versus John had some great moments. Oh, Steven, I'll almost definitely edit it. And even if I don't, at a minimum, I can give it to you and John.
Mm.
I mean, it's like commentating poker. Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Normally I miss the stream because of locals and watch the VOD on 1.75. Nice. Could Class Act be slotted instead of Doof here?
So I think there's some, I think short answer, no. I think you can slot other stuff instead of this diversion of funds. I think, like, in theory, slotting some boomerang, like cutting the diversion of fun for 2 boomerang and a pinhole, I think is like a reasonable play you could make.
Yeah.
But I think you actually want, the reason you're playing the diversion of funds here is to apply pressure. And so if I'm taking out a pressure tool, I want to put a pressure tool back into the deck. And boomerang counts as a pressure tool, and pinhole counts as a pressure tool to me. But diversion of funds, like, I didn't play, as a one of, it's hard to see it consistently, obviously.
Yeah. And how does your opponent play around a one of? Because I know Kat was
Yeah.
talking in the top cut and open deck lists. I have to respect the diversion, and it's like such a nonsense sentence, but
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, and it's like having the diversion and landing it at the right time is really important. And like, because you're also playing Anarch, and so you have labor rights.
Yeah.
You have lines where you can take that one indexing and play it at least 3 times. Or I'm sorry, not that one indexing, because that's what you're putting on screen to talk about as a segue. So I'll wrap up this point. But you can play that diversion of funds multiple times to really offset balance. I think it's probably mostly there for the HB matchups, where you can really kind of exploit their precarious credit totals.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is pseudo ice destruction in that same sense, where if you diversion, they resin ice on HQ. Now your crew leech gets through the one ice they can still afford to res on the remote, and so you're golden.
Yeah, for sure. This is what I bring up as a segue, because I've heard this talking point, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts about it. This is a difference, I think, between Netrunner now and maybe Netrunner a couple of years ago, where a lot of Netrunner years ago, decks were kind of described by the way that they spent their influence, flashy influence on power pieces, right? Like, it wouldn't be uncommon to be like, this is my max deck with indexing, and that's how you describe the max deck, right? Like, diversion of funds or count siphon did get splashed. Like, we had a count siphon Anarch decks, like Hate Bears type stuff. But modernly in Netrunner, while we still have some of the like wildest, flashiest cards currently, like a trick shot obviously is a hell of a card and a half, we don't see a lot of this getting splashed, and we don't see a lot of decks that are defined by their influence, more so defined to some extent by like tech stuff. Right? Like, a lot of influence modernly feels like it's fixing tech more than it is like giving haymakers out of faction. What do you feel about that? Because I'm not sure that's 100% true, but I think it's something I haven't thought of.
I think that's mostly true. I think it's to some extent, it's a shift in how to me, I would attribute this to like a shift in design philosophy thing, right?
Yeah.
Where like FFG was like, if it's a card that says R&D, it's in green.
It's only in green.
If it's a card that says HQ, it's Crim, and if it's a card that destroys ice, it's Anarch, or like interacts with ice unfairly. And so if you want to do those things, you have to go and pull the tool from that faction. And so it was factions had very strongly defined like lanes and weaknesses. And the NSG card pool has really weakened that. Like, Kurapira is a straight up good fractor, right? It's not like the
it can be really bad.
It can situationally be really bad,
but it can also be sick.
But like, it is genuinely quite, like, if you took Kurapira back into old school Netrunner, you would play this before Corroder in 2014, 2015.
I can't spend 5 to break Eli.
Can you spend, but you'd be spending 4 with Corroder, right?
Yeah.
So you spend 1 less, and then the fourth time you break that Eli, you make all that money back.
I just don't think that's that much better. Like, you're not wrong. If people played like big barriers, nobody played Hadrian's Wall. Curtain Wall you had to break because you would need to shut down the OAI. Like, I hear what you're saying. I just don't think I'm being pedantic because I don't think it's the best example, but I know what you mean.
That's fair.
Yes.
This is maybe not the best example.
Sorry, I'm being an ass.
But no, it's fair. Also, you have to remember, people are playing Data Sucker and
yeah.
So like, this actually becomes pretty reasonable.
It becomes better when you're on like Sucker Andy. Kurapira does not pass the would you play internal test. Yeah, but like 95% of the cards in the game don't.
icebreakers
Don't
almost
get
don't
played.
pass the
Yes.
would you play the
Ice
internal
doesn't
test.
pass them. Would you play an internal
Yeah,
test?
the ice I am playing I am playing across my 2 different eternal decks. I think 6 total pieces, 6 unique ice for a total count of 18 ice across 2 decks.
Yeah, and how many of them can even be broken by by normal icebreakers?
Actually, all of them. I'm playing
Really?
border control. So my obelisk is border control, Enigma, Tour Guide.
Oh, I thought you'd be on like Mogo, Excalibur.
So I tried that
Yeah.
in CI.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, and then all of the icebreakers that are played are AI anyways. And so the
Oh,
advantage
it
of
doesn't
Mogo
matter.
is less than just playing Gatekeeper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like you play Gatekeeper, Drafter, and Ablative in CI. Or Vanilla, actually, is what I'm playing, I think.
FC3 making the cut in your Eternal decks, it's not. I don't think Fairchild 3 sees play. I think Fairchild 3 is a reasonable throwback card. I think if you played Fairchild 3.
It's so like there is a school of thought in Eternal that like because all runners are playing no actual icebreakers that you can just Glacier up and play
Architects of
ETF.
Tomorrow even.
Or
like you could just play all the best Byroids.
Yeah, and like that's definitely an option. I think we've wandered quite far off topic at this point.
Yes, but no, I think you're. Yes, I agree. It feels like it's different.
Yeah,
I do think the lanes are wider for better for worse. Like Zaya says R&D on it. That's buck wild. If you ask someone in 2012. But it's interesting. It's weird too. Like I'm not sure what lane I stand in. I feel like we've seen more decks than ever, and it's not a lot of decks, but we've seen more decks are on 14 influence. So it feels like some decks feel like they have a lack. I think on the corp side, a lack of ways to use 1 influence like tech splashes.
Yeah, to
but
make
also
their deck better.
There's not a lot of corp decks are spending 3 or 4 influence on a single card.
Yeah,
it's just like Anoetic, border control, and I can't think of another 4 influence card that gets splashed. Not that border control's 4, it's 3, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. It's a lot of 3 influence splashes, right? Like Hollow Man.
Oh, Hollow Man's huge. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and it's something I'm excited to see what Dawn does to that. I don't expect to see a lot of high influence cards in Dawn though, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we get some 1 influence cards that slot in really nicely. You can just go, oh, I have an influence. Putting this in is going to improve this slot in my deck somewhat consistently.
Yeah,
right.
How corp decks spend influence on
Aghanim Fusion is routinely spending influence on brands.
Ops spends some.
Yeah, usually.
Tattoo Bullet's been sneaking into most everything. Aghanim Fusion, bronze is a big one. Wayland, if you're playing the outfit, you're not really. If you're playing Ops slightly, you are. I don't know other Wayland lists. Asmari spending no influence unless like 1 tech magnet maybe.
Yeah. Some tech magnets are, I think.
If you're playing Glacier, border control shows up consistently.
Yep.
HB spends Tattoo Bola. Remember we had IP block all the time, right? Like it's different.
Like we've lost like the IP block where it's like, oh, if I have an influence to spare, this
I'll
is
just
like
play IP block because it's sick.
This card's completely busted.
It's over curve on every angle, and it's an interesting card, which is a shame. It's like I think it stayed around for long enough because it's an interesting card, but it is absurd for 2 cost 1 influence. Card's really good.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, no, I do like. I think there's been like to me like this is one of those things where it's like, oh, I've played in a particular way for a long time, and so I feel some loss towards the style of play.
Yeah,
the style of like deck building and stuff. But I don't know that it's like I'm not sure it's actually like I wouldn't say it's a capital B bad thing. It's just a different style of things.
I agree.
So.
Oh, Hoshiko's ID hasn't been loading in the last thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to just see what it is. Why is IP block 4 strength? Because you can trace through it. You don't need a breaker. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Thimberg is the best 1 influence ice splash right now. I think Magnet has not felt super necessary recently.
Yeah, Thimberg's a good shout.
Thimberg's good. Yeah, Thimberg's really good right now. But I don't see any deck besides Op playing Thimberg.
Yeah.
Out of faction.
Oh, actually, I'm seeing some comments on open deck lists, and like just very briefly, the reason you do open deck lists is there are teams in Netrunner that can collaborate and talk about what cards they see, and so having closed deck lists in the cut is giving a huge advantage to people that can go through, either finish their games quickly, have a team member just wander around the hall and note down like deck lists of everyone going, of everyone in the top cut, or just be like, oh yeah, I played against so and so. Here are all the cards I saw. Here's the things. And so it's meant to level out the difference between the highly skilled player, the highly connected players, and the players that are not well connected within the community.
I think that's a good way to speak about it. Another angle that I know I care a fair bit more is that if you want to keep your deck secret, you're disincentivized from playing on stream because on stream people can go see your deck list, they can watch your games after the game during lunch break, and that is a disadvantage to you. So people want to keep that as open as possible. So there's a bunch of reasons why open deck lists make a lot of sense. I also, in terms of like top play, I enjoy open decklist Netrunner more. I think there's a place for closed decklist Netrunner for sure, but I like open decklist Netrunner because you feel like you're playing more. I feel like people are given the ability to bluff better and to make better decisions when they actually have the whole information set.
I was about to get to that point as well. It's like I find games of Netrunner more interesting when I understand the range of what my opponent is threatening and what my opponent is like, how we're able to go in dialogue with each other in those sort of situations. So like, you know, Diogenes, who I actually got to play in person at NANPC Montreal in the second round of the cut, like had brought some really interesting decks, but I really was like, I thought, even though I knew the trick of his deck, which was to play Divide and Conquer in Mercury.
Oh yeah, Mercury made top cut. Shout out to Diogen.
Yeah. Like I thought actually that made the game more interesting because I got to go, okay, I have to actually play my game entirely differently, and rather than me just losing to this player this player played a card that I wasn't expecting, and so I just lose. We get to play a game where I'm like, okay, I have to figure out how to allocate my resources so I can still advance my plan while he advances his plan. And like, it came down, it was still interesting and close. And I think that's like a very fun aspect of Netrunner to me.
I think Diogen's deck specifically, I personally, as a person, this is not a value neutral statement. I would be upset if I lost to a surprise Divide and Conquer and Archives on Swiss. If I didn't expect it and I lost to it. Also, that sort of deck that's running like all the inside jobs, all the Estabrados, like having open deck lists, you know what the threat on the remote server is. And like getting blown out by a certain combination of things, I know for me that's really difficult. Where I'm playing against a criminal that plays all their tricks from hand, and I have to figure out what their tricks are. It's so much more interesting when they know what I know what they know, and there's still bluffing space.
Yeah, like I always go back to this because it's like open deck lists allowed me to bluff my way into second place at Continentals in 2023. Cool. Because my opponent read an unres upgrade in the remote as being an Analytic Void. Yeah. No, this must have been 22 because this was still within boat meta. I bluffed an unres. I just was like, this Tranquility Home credits are not relevant, so I'm just going to leave it face down for the whole game.
Yeah.
And then my opponent read it as an Analytic Void, so they didn't contest a remote that they felt like that I knew was completely busted, and you know, my centrals held and I won the game off of that, basically.
The bluffing element of upgrades is one of my favorite things because I do think there's a lot of board states in where rezzing, okay, there's some board states in which rezzing the Tranquility is strictly wrong, where you don't need the extra 1 credit on that turn. And it also makes me feel better on the JNet games while I'm talking with chat and I forget to res it. Because sometimes it is correct. It'd be like, they would 100% res it as a Tranquility, so it has to be a Mana Garm I'm not contesting. And be like,
yeah,
got him. Yeah, it's fun to stick.
Yeah.
You want to play?
Yeah, let's play.
All right.
Oh, wow, you have a fancy...
Yeah, you think I type that every time?
So that's what I do, and it looks like a fool.
No, you just macro it. This one's also a very important macro. Is it okay if I record a game for some potential content I'm working on? That's also a macro.
Yeah,
because I say it too many times.
That's sick. That's sick. Apparently, if we switch to an alt art Hosh, we get the art. I don't know if you have.
Do have them. I just haven't switched to them because I've kept my cards to the normal, like the stock version, so it's approachable.
And that's
okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, cool. Hey, congrats on the nonce finish. It was French nationals and nonce this weekend. Nice. Gailhard did great. I think 3rd place.
Okay,
it didn't work.
That's a bummer. Oh well, chat lied to us.
No, it probably worked, but I think I might have selected the deck already, and then I have to reload it or something. Yeah. My first cut stream. Congrats. Hey. All right, we're in. We're playing against Op, which can be a reasonable matchup.
Yeah, this is a usually pretty good matchup. I was about to be like, oh, this hand's almost keepable. We can do, if we had to play this hand, you can play this hand. I think it ends up being just a click 1 price. But we can do much better than this because we have no econ on this hand. Yeah. So I'm probably taking a mulligan here.
You can slide over. I don't know mouse space.
Okay, and then we get this hand, and it's just like, okay, this might be the game. That's a little bit facetious, obviously. This is the difference between my style and Andre's style. Is I call games over on top decks.
So Gailhard sent me a really good email that I've yet to read out on stream where he talks about how he doesn't like the conversation. You can play your turn about strictly correct or things being called correct. And there's certain ways in which I agree and certain ways which I disagree, in which correct can be right. Like there's a correct turn order, but also there's maybe not, I wouldn't say a correct deck choice sometimes. Not worried about Ice Wall. I know, I would take that run too.
Yeah.
Okay, Acity. A
Yeah,
bit more Acity.
I'm trashing that. And I think, no, we're going to install Cast this turn.
Yeah.
And then next turn, we'll play the price.
What's really interesting is, from what I learned in French, if you're in European French, the term that I was told to use, if you say like, oh, that's okay, you say c'est d'accord, which means it's okay. That's what that means, c'est d'accord. In Quebec, you use the word correct for everything. If you don't say it's okay, you say it's correct.
Interesting.
Which, like, I don't think that's a real language thing to actually note, but I just think correct shows up so much more in Quebecois English.
I think I actually
French.
want the Earthrise here over the Bones because there's not actually Atlas on the table right now.
Yes,
we have a
and
second Bones and we
no
have a
card
good
draw.
chunk of cash. And here we can apply a little bit of pressure. I think drawing here is actually probably marginally better.
We need a way to break ice in the next turn. I would not run RD auto draw here. What do we want to single? We can't steal SDS.
What do I care about stealing it? I mean, if I see an SDS, that tells me what I can prep for here.
But like, I feel if he jams in one ice and a jam, like we're in a bad spot if we don't get cards.
I mean, we're gonna draw 3 next turn.
Yeah, sure.
Right. That's kind of my thinking. Like,
I'm just always worried when I don't have my answers. And I know like if they push here, I can't catch them. I always want to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's probably like one of the reasons where like I don't think this deck I think is the strong. We were talking about this a little bit before. I think this is the stronger of the 2 decks I actually brought.
Sure.
But I don't think if you look at my record, it's pretty bad.
Grudge work. What kind of deck is this? This might be Hyper Glacier, like all 5/3s.
Maybe.
SDS went back. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. We have credits, so the order does not matter here.
Oh, Bones is sick.
Oh yeah, Bones is good. So I think this is.
Yeah, this looks like it is Mad. This might be Mad combo, but it
Yeah.
has Audacity in it. Does Mad combo have Audacity?
I don't think it usually does. But the nice thing actually is that crew becomes very, very good in this matchup.
Like crewing the border control. Do you threaten to crew the border control?
I will, but I don't think I need to. I'm not dead. Like they don't have enough credits to kill me yet.
Yeah.
So I don't need to do that immediately here. I almost wonder, do I want to hold the price in case because like I have a duplicate cast is fine. Duplicate Earthrise is tough.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's still just fire off a price here. And I think a patchwork actually is what my preferred install. We hit a labor rights and our diversion, which is a bummer, but that's okay.
Patrick is fine. We just need to make sure we don't die to ZFs at some point, especially with that Destiny hand.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, congrats on your finish. This deck looks familiar. That's why you're playing it. Also, Daogen, congrats on your top cut placement. Hey, Jeff, amazing that you're still in Montreal. How do you find the city? How do you find Montreal?
It's an interesting city.
Have you been here before?
I have not. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've been having a good time here, but it's a different. I don't know. It feels different and yet not that different at the same time. I don't really know how to describe it.
Okay.
I think the language barrier is tricky.
Has it been sneaking up on you?
No, I've been able to converse with everyone. I think.
Can Jeff speak French? No.
Absolutely not. 0%. Do I have to click on patchwork? I don't.
No. When you play a card,
when I play a card, it will. Yeah. I think I want the draw here.
You have to click on patchwork now.
Oh yeah. I did this on stream, and I still don't remember it.
Okay, so Maryland's gonna become a 1-coster. I don't know if there's any relevance to dealing with it. I like dealing with Maryland's.
I'm going to click 2, and I think I'm just going to actually take the tag off of the thing here rather than install the Devil Charm.
Could you Amaku run archives run server 1?
No, because so my goal is actually to destroy ice so that there's not face-up cards on the board. That's actually my line in this matchup.
New England did feel a bit more like Montreal than anything on the West Coast for me. Yeah, I could feel that. There's parts of Montreal that it feels a lot more like Europe than a lot of other parts, but it is just an incredible city. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, because so the nice thing about not representing the Devil Charm is I can actually now they're going to go and search, probably get a Sandstone. Yep. And now I get to go back and I get to do this and just blow up 2 of their face-up cards.
And we don't have to worry about Archer in this matchup. People are really intent on the French thing. What do you mean, Cat? It's more about the city age than anything else, but with a European tilt. Yeah, super rude. So Maryland they can shuffle, but it did
Yeah.
not op trash, so they don't get a one coster. We're doing healthy on cards. We have card draw, we have patchwork, we have strike fund, we have Amakua, and eventually we're gonna start running it down. It's gonna be hard to get enough accesses, I think, unless we get the Stargate.
Yeah, so the goal here really is to Stargate eventually.
Yeah.
This turn we have to just run all of these cards and deal with them, which is a bit of a bummer, but so it goes. We have another crew, which is nice.
Just touch cards.
You just touch cards. There's not usually traps in these decks. Regolith does need to go down.
Sphy is probably interesting.
Urban Renewal, I kind of want to just let
combo on
live.
Urban?
No, this seems like, I mean,
So
maybe
probably
it is.
Urban goes off and then they Audacity us with
Ozef. Oh, yeah, that's probably what this deck. So maybe I don't have to worry quite as much about the mad.
Are you worried if he ices this?
Not really, because I have the crew leech.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, I'm going to have to trash this eventually. Yes, costing him a credit would be nice.
If anything, if we got Amakua down first, we could charge it doing these runs if we don't trash.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't...
This only can be a Rashida. Otherwise, we don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not mad. It is combo kill.
It's combo kill. I probably will just...
Can you highlight Reaper function for the stream?
Oh, yeah. Reaper function. So this is... I don't know what to... Oh, maybe this is going into a Hollow Man, so then you can install a Nazef and fast advance it off the board, and that does 4 damage.
Pat just values out Maryland's or Regoliths. And it's not bad. Like 2 damage to Regolith, like it's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think I'll just install another crew using Patchwork.
I don't think you clicked on it. I think it thinks you dragged it. Yeah.
Okay. And I think we'll just do the Strike Fund. Yeah. Sometimes I try and hold funds because this deck can buffer drive loop them.
Yeah.
Which, like, in this matchup, now that 2 bones are gone, is somewhat relevant. But we've got time still.
It's also turn 6 for the Corp, and we've gone through 25 cards already. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of what Hosh Price does.
Yeah, and so the goal will at some point be to get Amakua and Stargate down and just start tearing them apart that way.
The list is not on moshing?
No.
Is there a big reason, or just because Patchwork is so card intensive anyways?
I think it's mostly because Patchwork is so card intensive.
Can we get an Arc Nova game after this? I played my first ranked game of Arc Nova yesterday on BG. Firstly, I invited y'all a bunch of times on accident because I couldn't figure out how the UI works. But I was bronze 1, and my opponent was gold 3, and I got bodied so hard.
I did this wrong.
So you have to watch out for Mavire slightly.
Yes, that is true.
But is the Amakua worse than Leech here?
I was actually thinking, I think I was supposed to install the Leech and then run server 7.
You can undo click.
Yeah, we're going to undo the click here.
BJ does not respect it all in any game. It's so upsetting. Just a 1v1 game? Yeah, ranked. Like, they're called arena mode or something.
So I'm just going to hit archives here.
Yeah,
because I'm still playing around this possibly having mad in it. I don't think it should.
No.
But...
So now we can break 3 strength ice?
Yeah. I don't know that we will want to. Yeah. I'm mostly assuming this... Oh, okay.
That's good.
That's fine.
So Rashida, server 7, probably what it is?
Yeah, probably.
I love Unbanned to SDF. It's only there was a card that gained advance encounters to use a pass advance. Yeah, I played so much of the like Bridgman era hard-hitting news op. I really liked it. Okay, it's a Maryland. That's fine. We haven't seen Extract yet.
Yeah. Extract will get Galhar back into this economically by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Probably next turn will just be get the Amakua Leech down and like start doing some singles because now we have the ability to deal with SDSs. The envelopment will eventually be pretty paper thin too.
Yeah. Do you ever? I'm assuming we fenders for Steve and we just like crew through HQ and open it up.
Yeah, that's I think possibly actually the correct line here.
Because we want to get leech counters.
Yeah, I think.
But we want to make them worth our time.
Yeah. No, I actually think you found a much nicer line. So let's just actually get that going right now. Steve.
Cool, because we have 2 missed bones in the bin as well.
Yeah.
So Shiko's are causing the lag. Lag seems to be better.
Yeah, the lag has not been too bad. Oh, Winchester's spicy.
That's bad. We're 1 short.
Yep, that's fine though, because the subroutines I don't care about.
And we have Link.
Yes. Yep, we don't really have a trick for this.
We don't protect the leech, right? For 4 credits?
No, because we have another.
The ordering is so much nicer on the new Winchester. Off the system game reading. It's so much more intuitive.
Yeah, that's so nice, actually. Yeah, I don't think you can blow up a leech for.
We have to protect the patchwork, right?
Yes, we do have to protect the patchwork. But that's only 2 credits.
Yeah.
And we'll just install the leech next turn and
Do it again.
Yeah.
You have to hit OK now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was stuck there for 2 minutes finding that puzzle.
Yeah. That makes sense. So that's almost certainly a Svidagore. I don't think I can really interact with that this turn. So I'm going to draw instead. I don't think I want to play the Steel Skin. Do I want to play the Steel Skin?
Yeah, Jory,
here?
that's from the System Gateway remaster. They changed the order.
Actually,
Yeah.
we have two. No, we have one Dirty Laundry.
Hold control.
Okay. Yeah, one Dirty Laundry.
The stream can't see it. Now I have to move the camera. That's such as being the streamer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I will just play the Steel Skin here, and we hit the Dirty Laundry.
Oh, sick.
Let's.
So we haven't accessed, so we're not hoshed.
Yeah, we may actually want to think about staying unhoshed for a turn.
It would be okay. So we just reinstall each?
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable.
Okay.
Because then next turn we can Dirty Laundry Archives and start roll. Or actually, it's probably Amakua.
Oh, no Svi.
Oh.
His best line was like Svi Maryland.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's interesting.
The new beat trace button was in the last update. Alongside, there's a couple other great stuff that happened. Oh, we got it. The hands.
Oh. Okay.
Could still be mad.
Yep, could still be.
Oh. Hope you're watching on mobile.
Man, this is an annoying sequencing thing where I want to get the Amakua down and play the Dirty Laundry, and I can't do both.
No. But we don't need Amakua for crewing.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm probably just gonna say, well, one of these might actually be another Spin Doctor. I was gonna
the way we lose is like Reaper into Audacity ASYF. Like that's probably the kill combo, and then maybe also, do you know who comes out? Vera. Because that does 5 damage.
Yeah. That's probably how you do 5.
Yeah.
So like we could hold the Steel Skin, but I kind of want to just get some tempo going still.
I think we tempo.
Yeah.
I think you Laundry Archives to Steel Skin. I think we check the table though. I don't think
that's what I was wondering if I should just laundry one of these. And I think I'm going to.
If it fails, we're gonna really.
I mean, not the worst spot because it doesn't actually cost us anything to play this laundry.
Okay.
Okay, so that I don't care about.
We have another strike fund, so our loop should be in the next 11 cards.
Yep.
How many labor rights do we have left?
1 labor rights still in the deck, I think. But with DJ, I'm like we'll be fine.
Sure.
So we check 10. Let's check 11 here. I probably will just try and do a run on archives over checking server 9 potentially.
This is a Spin Doctor, yeah.
Okay. Getting a Spin Doctor here is pretty nice, honestly.
So he shuffled back a Reaper Urban.
Yep. Do I want to trash this? Yeah, I feel like yes. We have,
because I think he's gonna Audacity out.
Yeah. I might actually now just play the price. So we hit the other labor rights. We hit Crew, Devil Charm, and Stone Chip Chart Room. That's not a great set.
Charm's good. It opens HQ.
We have a Charm in hand.
Yeah.
I would almost rather get my second Crew down for free. And then we'll just draw to find some stuff.
Hey, G Dodo, discovered Netrunner 2 weeks ago, picked up a System Gateway and System last week, have Borealis on its way. What has the game done to me? Yo, welcome to the game. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Borealis is a sick cycle. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Welcome. If you have any questions, don't hesitate.
Yeah. I'm thinking about next turn is probably just install Devil Charm, blow up the Winchester on HQ, and
value farm
HQ for a couple turns.
One of us. So at the event, we had stockpiled a whole bunch of Null Signal Games stuff. Like we had a full playset of basically the entire Null Signal Games catalog with extras. And shout out to John and shout out to Patrick who donated a couple of their stuff. I put some stuff in too. And so then between players who didn't have the Null Signal Games stuff, we said, if you don't have Null Signal Games product, raise your hands. We'll add you to a raffle. One of the players, she came to her first event, walked away with like $200 worth of. Did you see the pile that Kaylee got?
Yeah.
It's like this tall from, and I think she got like basically a full collection on the raffle. Eddie got a whole bunch of stuff. Paul got the 2 sets he was missing. But like, go to your first event on full proxies left with basically a whole playset. It's incredible.
I'm doing dirty laundry because I want to go into server 12 at some point here.
Yeah. That's a really synchronicity.
This is another spin doctor. I'll be a little bit sad.
Svi.
Okay, so we'll get Bones back next turn.
So Svi's gonna trash the Maryland 7 to get an Urban, I think.
Yeah,
I'm worried. I think we need to have another card in hand. I'm not sure how we die.
The Urban can't kill us for another 3 turns here.
So it would have to be reprint to something. We don't know 8, right? That's the only one we don't know. Because maybe Maryland will tick away and they'll Svi the envelopment. That also makes sense.
Yep. Seeing the envelopment, I'm kind of okay with because we just run at it.
Yeah.
And they have to pop the border control immediately.
Yeah. At what point we transition to Stargate?
That's a good question. I think once I use Bones, to me, Stargate is especially in this matchup, once they're exhausted.
Yeah. That's our closer. Right now we play Control. About Control, keep him check. You're in Ohio. Oh, cool. I played Netrunner in Ohio once at Origins. What a good time. 2016.
Yeah, this is probably like at some point we will run HQ and show them 2 labor rights.
He's gonna get at least a tide on HQ, but there's no way that he's not putting good ice on HQ here.
That's fair.
And like this is all without producing a breaker so far, which is like a big of the thing. Like you're on 2 Amakuwa, does that seem like enough? And these are the sort of matchups where not that this is a super ice rich deck, but you can get pretty far.
That's not where I was expecting the border control to go.
He's gonna put something better on HQ. Only reason I picked up Ashes in Part 2 Lib is I don't want to wait for shipping and have been searching locally and I'm not sure which of the small packs. What do you mean, which of the small packs? Upgrade Holloman? Or Mav?
Probably Mav.
Okay, Leech Respect, I like it.
Yep. Part of me is like, okay, so we can just Amakuwa Ice Carver and like we're in a very good spot.
Yeah.
Hotel. I mean, there's also just the install Ice Carver line, and we're actually through every ice in the deck, I think.
No. Not there's a map.
No, there's a Mav, but and that's me. I guess that has to kind of be the threat on server 9. But then we can actually just go and run server 9 first here. But not.
Do we have the 1 pinhole still or no?
Yeah, we have the 1 pinhole still. Oh no, we don't. We don't. Yeah, that's a bummer.
What's the point of respecting Leech? It means Amakuwa can break everything. That means we don't have to rely on Devil Charms, which 2 are out of the game already.
Yeah, 1's in the bin.
Yeah.
Right,
if we can't crack HQ, we run out of value.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna install this Ice Carver first. And then run at HQ and see what the threats are. Because the worst I can think of here is a Winchester.
And we beat that. Half-star.
We
have to crew that.
Yeah, we do. I think that's all right. We'll have all 3 crews in the bin now, I think.
Yeah.
No, just 2. Oh no, that will be all 3.
That'll be the last one. And then we just do bones, or do we have to get a crew back so we don't get trapped?
We might do labor rights and then
that's safer, yeah.
Yeah. And then just set up our deck.
Yeah, now the archive size, I think you'd rather have 2 on HQ. That's
nice.
Good.
Sick rips.
So what do we know in HQ? An Audacity?
I know there's an Audacity. I feel like we saw something else last turn. I don't remember.
I was in chat mode.
Yeah.
Okay. So Svi, server 9, he could score an agenda, and then Powers comes back, which we don't want Powers to fire. I don't know if that means that we trash Powers. If we don't trash Powers, you can't get a Powers because there's no res 2 costers unless you trash a Holloman. Server 9 could be 2 Kana in theory. It looks like he is a scoring deck. He just like kind of dirtled for the first couple turns.
Yeah. I mean, we might just. So let's see. The deck has no strike funds, no steel skins, no prices.
What happens if we play labor rights?
That's what I'm trying to do the math.
We hit buffer drive.
We hit buffer drive, which is okay.
Hit daily casts.
We hit daily casts.
Dirty.
And our last dirty. Like
no, dirty is removed from game.
Oh yeah.
Why? Oh, because of Steve.
Because of Steve. Yeah.
Oh, we can't imagine we got a doof off here.
Yeah, like there's.
Good.
Yeah, we can't quite. I think we save the labor rights for next turn. I think I might even just draw here.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, buffer drive is actually, we can put it down next turn potentially.
Yeah.
Kind of like clicking.
Just credit's fine, yeah. I'm really talking about the Magnum Opus reprint. I thought there were smaller null signal games. Mind you, Dota, they go by NSG right now, packs, but I think they were just some of the later FFG stuff. Yeah, so the Magnum Opus reprints are just the oldest null signal games cards. If you're playing standard, those cards are rotating out at the beginning of next year when the new set comes out. So they're nice to have. Mind you, if you don't know, proxies are illegal and are encouraged at all levels of play. But that is like the small set that you get like 8 cards. It's a good set. There's some good cards in there. Like half the set is banned because they're 2 good cards if you play standard. But yeah, that is the smallest product they have.
Yeah. So I mean, here we get to actually just labor rights and go crew bones. I think.
We need a crack HQ.
Yeah, but we'll do that.
Okay, so the last 2 of the deck is daily casts.
Oh, that's a bummer that we're gonna lose a daily cast here. And
Shit if I know. What's the last card? Sorry, I'm gonna move the camera.
oh, it's the last Namakua.
Oh, so true. That's fine.
Yeah. So we're losing out on a couple credits, but that's not too bad.
Are printing on paper and sliding in front of a real card term illegal? Yes, totally. And huge shout out, mind you. I need to give a huge thank you to Kevin who brought up his printer and printed proxies at the event, which was just an incredible help.
Actually, is this just recur 3 crews? And then we blow open HQ, recur the bones.
Could be.
We won't have the border control this turn, but I think that's okay.
We have to deal with the urban eventually because we'll just run out of cards.
We have a couple of turns to go and deal with it.
Crew HQ gets us through everything.
Yep.
Throw out Earthrise?
Yep.
It's yes, all proxying is legal as far as I know. Yep. If it's a competitive event, the proxy has to be printed. You can't do hand-drawn proxies. Also, alt arts are legal at all events. There is a requirement of what's a legal alt art and a casual level alt art. You have to respect framing and stuff like that.
Okay, hostile architecture I don't care about here.
Why do you res that? Oh,
because I'm going to trash the ice. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, but I don't have cards I care about in hand. Like, there are some lockout situations here. That's probably the one that starts looking scariest. I think that's okay. There's maybe a world where I actually delay a turn.
Yeah, I think we bounced there. We could win this turn. There's the one card we knew in hand.
Yeah.
So
I want to just run HQ again here.
So he can do maybe 3 damage to us. The thing is with the Audacity hand, we need to snipe the SZFs because the ISF and 2 powers that be is really bad for us.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is like part of me is like this deck has drawn 2 points in 24 cards. So like sometimes we're gonna have games like this.
Yeah, that's true. We could get ground out. I think we could. We could run out of cards. Where's the Ashen? This deck doesn't have one. Would you consider an Ashen? It feels too slow and expensive.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the stack.
So we have to deal with the Urban. Server 9 could be a defensive upgrade. I'd be surprised. Now we're taking 2 damage a turn at a minimum unless we deal with Hostile. So Miss Bones puts us to 0 cards, and then we die to Azef, which is kind of difficult. Yeah. Is this list posted? No, I don't think it is. But
no, it'll be posted by the end of the week.
If you rewind the stream, you can pull it.
Oh, it's gonna be a fucking war, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. Or the tag one.
Yeah.
Drew last click though. That's good for us.
Yep. So our deck is crew. Our only recursion right now is Steve. So we're gonna run HQ.
I think Agenda might be on 13.
It's an interesting thought. We don't have a ton of time to deal with this. Like we've gotten into an awkward spot because.
Yep. Oh, that's probably the upgrade.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense.
That's way more sense. So this is another kill piece.
So we can let the urban renewal go for a bit longer here, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to install the bones, pitching the strike fund.
I think you have to click harder. Yeah.
We're gonna lose one of our crews here, but
we can't trash something because then we lose the hostile. We die to ICF.
We can click to draw afterwards, and then we don't die to ICF.
No.
Oh no, we die to no, we don't die to
ICF Angelique. We won't be on threat, but we died a lot of weird stuff.
I really want to just go and.
You have to draw. You die to Audacity ICF.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting ground down. So we have no more labor rates. These are the only 2 cards we have for the rest of the game.
No, we have Steve.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. We have no more breakers.
No, we have 2 Amakuas in the bin.
Yeah. Yes. Do you ever play an extra console for the end game?
No. I mean, like, you could, but it seems I there's so many other cards I would want
Before that?
before that. Like, honestly, a third labor rights I would play before
Yes.
a console.
Steve for labor rates, all 2 of our labor rates have been RFG'd. We can't have any more recursion besides Steve by himself.
Yeah.
I wonder if Archives actually has respect for Praxis. Because this deck could be on Praxis.
Yeah. Like, this is an uncommon end state. I don't mind. Like, there's going to be... You cannot build a runner deck to tech for everything in this meta.
That's energy on top of something.
Yep.
We always run HQ.
Yep.
So we can never get our Stargate back unless we force it awkwardly, which is very difficult.
This is probably still 2 strike funds, but we're actually not going to play it. Oh no, we have to play 1 and go to... We actually can't contest that. Yeah, so we're just dead here.
Oh yeah, wait, the boarding control. So we just send it R&D 3 times to win.
Trying to think, because if we can run twice, and then we just die to Azef. But you know what? We've missed. They haven't found the Azef yet.
It's on
we
RD.
haven't found the Azef. No, they're just not gonna have the Azef, and that's how we're gonna play this. I needed the 2 credits.
No, but now you died to Angelique in server 9.
I died to 2 Angelique, which can't both be res at the same. Oh, is it?
She does 2. She only
One
does 1 from
access.
expend.
That's a problem.
I just see you undo this, and I think you run R&D 3 times and win.
Do we? I'm trying to think if there's other options here.
The other option is run HQ. Oh no, we should have got Pinhole back.
No, it's a 1-of, so they can deny it.
Shit.
Yeah. I guess I could have gotten Amakua back.
Stargate, it's really hard to get as a late game here because
yeah.
shuffles are.
Think. Of course, you don't have a.
That undo click should be a macro.
No, I meant
Yeah,
thinking as
macro.
oh yeah, an undo click as a macro. Yeah. Yeah.
How are they still 20 cards in R&D?
I don't know.
Can you get them without using password?
No.
The problem is
I need 2. I need 4 credits to crew the border control. And I can't get to 4 credits without the strike fund.
Yeah.
And having 2 clicks to contest the remote.
How many times did they fire the op? Twice, I think.
Yeah, it's not been that many.
I think Svi fired twice.
Yeah, I think you know what it is Angelique though. You're right. So
Yeah.
this is just send it R&D.
Just let fire.
Yeah. And we're gonna get singles here.
Yeah, there's a SDS on top.
Yeah.
Followed by a second SDS.
No, an SDS into the Azef.
That would be the best case. 2 SDS would be bad. If we're playing on 2 SDS, maybe we grab a part.
Yeah, getting the Amakua and then installing it was, I think, actually the better line.
It might have been.
Well, actually, no, there would still be an issue.
All right. If it's a second SDS,
With the second SDS, we are pretty sad.
yeah, we just run HQ and steal the slash and burn.
Yeah.
Don't mind if we do.
Don't mind if we do.
Sometimes it just is the way it is. Oh man. Oh, we were wondering where the agendas were.
Yeah, like opponents are going like, "Oh, I got so unlucky." It's like, well, there's 7 points and 18. Like there's 13 more points still left in the game. So
Yeah, it tracked. It clearly didn't have anything in HQ. I was
yeah.
It's Anji guarding the remote, right? Oh, Gale's out. He'll be in chat.
Yeah,
Big talking.
Big talking.
I did run RD twice. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's sick. That's really sick. Good game. Gale, that was fun. That was really
that was a good game.
We got ground out from value. Angelique is in server 9, right? What's in 14? Another Angelique, but on top of what?
Probably another urban, right?
Didn't even see there was a second urban. Like, not that we survived the first one, but okay.
Yeah,
it's another thing to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it. I think that's a really good showcase how this deck does play different than other like value pilled decks. As much
Yeah,
as we
yeah.
are surprisingly value pilled once we get through the loop.
Yeah, yeah, and there's definitely like there's the interesting thing is like how the order that this deck draws changes how
Yeah.
it plays a lot.
Went
Like-
4-0 in French Nats. Yeah, well played. Mind you,
Yeah.
Galahar, I believe, came in. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think third in the top cut in Nantes, which is really good.
Yeah. Like this was a game where like both Miss Bones died quickly,
Yeah.
and it's like that changes this matchup. Like we
Losing
never-
buffer drive to damage might have mattered too.
Yeah, like there's or even just like the time, like if we had Amakua earlier in the game,
Yeah.
like it actually lets us just punish centrals, and the Stargate plan starts looking like an actual win condition here rather than like a nonsense thought.
First top cut, yo, congrats. How good was the ice cover? It seemed good, but we ended
Yeah.
up with a bunch of Amakua counters we didn't end up using.
The leech counters.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but yes, that is true. But the ice carver let us deal with a virus threat on almost all of the ice and ob.
And we hit a bunch of zero cost ice because it was like Descent, Afshar. Like it did help a lot.
Yeah, me and her, we did have an Amakua. We never put it down, but we never put it down because there was never a time where it was super relevant.
Yeah.
Uh,
First game, my opponent spent 2 with bones. I went 2 whole bones. I won on time. Yeah, that makes sense. That was going to be that exact same board state there. But actually, no, it wouldn't have been 1 on time. We would have died. You want to run it back?
yeah.
I think now Hosh is
now it looks like it'll go.
Oh, it's Alex.
It's out. Oh, maybe he's gonna try and run this one back because we played this and it was a shellacking.
I just got to do this thing. Cool. Now you're good to go.
Okay, this is a easy mulligan.
Shout out to Alex who came in from the West Coast. We got to hang out. Alex is just the nicest dude. You have access to donator alt arts. You can switch Hoshiko. Yeah, we did Spark. I generally try and keep off alt arts. But it didn't. But it loaded in the menu.
Yeah, it did load in the menu. That's so weird.
We probably have to do a control F5.
Yeah.
Or F4. Let's see if this is slightly less of tragedy. Drawing 4 agendas F4. What kind of op is Alex on?
Just it was
Rush op?
Yeah, it's just rush up.
Okay.
I didn't see that much of it because it really was a shellacking, I think. But
3 from Belgium, 2 Germans, 1 from UK, and 1 from Spain. Oh, that's a top cut. Sick.
That's great. Yeah, I mean this is
So Rashid is the worst case. We usually face check. Do you miss bones then face check?
I was trying to think about that. I think there's some
because like Tranquility's sneaking into some op lists.
It definitely is. I think I want to price here and see what we get. Ooh, that was a bad one. We might actually just put the Stargate down for 1.
Fine. What do you think server 2 is?
Could be a spin doctor, but I think I'd rather.
We want to get a Hosh flip though, so we either Stargate and then pick up, or we miss bones on server 2. I think.
Yeah, I think Bone server 2 is okay.
The problem is like server 1's probably Rashida, so like he's gonna be able to fix R&D.
Yeah, and we're like in a bad spot because we're now on 2 credits.
Shellac like the wood finish. Yeah, you don't say that down there. Oof. Aziev.
Oh, Azef is great for us here.
He can get ice on HQ good into 0, but that's fine.
Yeah, he'll put an ice wall on R&D, but that's totally fine. That's great for us, honestly.
I don't think it's
that we should run HQ.
Yeah.
No, this isn't an eminent because
you
you can't. This can't be an eminent.
Why not?
Because eminent wouldn't have this set of triggers in Jiteki.
Oh, because of what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So we're gonna run HQ.
We draw first there for dirty, right?
I was gonna.
Got him.
This is why I'm so wide.
Oh, you know, good it would have been.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can't die to Aziev.
Yeah. The line I was thinking was just run HQ3 or run HQ twice, click for a credit, install daily cast, go to 0, then do my Hosh flip, and that was the value
fine too.
I was seeking.
So we know that his way out of this is get a Rashida down, and he's waiting for us to crew down the ice wall, which will be a problem. Like we're putting on good pressure.
Yeah, we actually don't have to crew the ice wall is the nice thing.
We'll just Amakua it?
Yeah, we can just pay 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Back for 3, fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. So I think we're gonna draw once, and then we're gonna draw a second time.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna run HQ. So I want to say, oh, that's fantastic. Let's run HQ again now that we've made it even juicier.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't die to Aziev? Yeah, because they're poor. If they're on 1 credit, we'd have to worry about it. That's really funny. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So
that's
spin, I reckon?
yeah, probably a spin and trying to get some. Probably going to be draw, install, and ditch agenda from hand. So we'll just run the Spin Doctor first because we don't particularly have a reason to go to archives here.
Hey, Galhar, with so many folks from all across Europe, what language are most of the games played in? Like, is all the TO stuff done in English, or is it expected to be in French?
Oh, that's a great question.
How do we get economically out of this? When you're holding a Patchwork and Sure Gamble, what do you do?
You credit, sure gamble, I think. Fortunately. I mean, we actually have the option of not accessing any cards this turn.
You want to pressure 4, right?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I might just wait another turn or two. Yeah,
both in French and English. Oh, very cool. Are you clicking on daily casts?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the microphone for that one.
Classic.
Yeah, we're gonna run HQ.
Yeah, there's definitely an agenda in here. Yeah.
I do actually want to know what else is in HQ here. I think
know
that's more
nothing.
valuable.
Did Alex want a good game? He's not getting one.
He's not getting one. This is not what happened in our actual game, but it's not what happened in our actual game. Like
Op cares about snowballing off a remote server. We care about not letting them have a remote server.
Yeah, what actually happened in our game is I think he scored once out of a remote server and then like tore the entire server down, and that was just the game.
We also saw an Archer, so we're assuming it's an eminent deck.
Yeah.
Games are played in English unless both players are French or their language if they're of the same country. Yeah, we were in Top Cut. There were games that were played in French.
Yep, this is just distracting us.
I don't care. Unless he extracts it.
Yeah, he'll have probably. Oh no, he's on eminent, so he's probably, and he's not going to audacity this. Do I put the patchwork down now, or do I?
Patchwork and Earthrise. Oh, we have no clicks left. Yeah.
Yes. That's that. I'm wondering if I'm just running HQ here instead, and then next turn doing Patchwork or Earthrise. Yeah. Because that's
we just hard cast an Earthrise.
No, because then we have a hard time putting down the Patchwork next turn.
Oh, 100%.
That's kind of what my thinking is.
I hate putting the Patchwork and not using it.
That's why I'm not putting it down this turn. Basically, like from my perspective, I should. And I this did actually cost me a game.
Get out.
But I try and never install a card until I'm going to use it that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
When people like last click install Onicom, like sometimes it's correct. It feels bad. Okay, we know that's an Archer.
We do?
Yeah, we saw an Archer in HQ.
Oh, okay.
Do we face check to force an Archer res? We lose the Stargate? I think that's a fine trade.
Yeah, that's fine.
If he pays 2 points to trash a Stargate? We know that's an Archer, right?
I think so.
I've been talking with chat mostly.
I missed the Archer access.
Where the hell's the Archer?
Probably there.
No, because that was an extra. You might be right. You might be right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be change the line.
This
is not on top of the Malapert? That's an Archer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll trade an Archer for.
Why is this not on top of the Malapert? There's the Archer. Good to know.
Yeah, now because like we have the Devil Charm, we're actually just waiting for
really
a crew. Like we're in.
So we haven't touched a card here. So
that's okay. We're gonna flip
Steelskin Earthrise.
Yeah.
Well, what can 6 be? Not that we can deal with it. Fuck.
No, this is great.
I know. That's a good hand.
This is a nuts hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rashida, but like genuinely Rashida doesn't matter here unless Arzan can.
But why is this not on top of Malapert?
I don't know.
Stop bullying Alex. Alex is bullying Alex.
Alex opted into the bully here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna score. Oh yeah.
That was the line we were playing around. Yeah, we might have wanted to do that. So Spin Doctor comes out here.
No,
okay. We're fine with that. That's better. Okay, we need a top deck accrue. Yeah. And once we top deck accrue, we run down server 6, I take it.
Yeah.
Server 1 could be Holloman, could be Mav. Might have an agenda in hand.
So I'm gonna draw once here first.
Okay.
No, we did not get it. I mean, we can Devil Charm Amakua to force server 6, but I think it's not a scoring threat this turn, so I'm gonna like just let it live a little bit.
Yeah, I think we should just get back in the game.
I think it's trying to
gamble Patrick.
Yeah.
I mean gamble. Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah. I think this is actually just a very slow turn of.
We should not play the gamble. We should run archives to Hosh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can you do 2 undo clicks? Or
I don't.
Do we end up in jail?
I think we end up in jail.
Okay. Hold on. Then we'll just do it manually. Just fix it. You're good. Some kind of grid is a bluff. Yeah, HQ could be anything. It could be a Mav. It could be a Holloman. It could be a Crisium. Oh, we purchased Sandstone. That doesn't matter, does it?
No,
Nah, it's
no. Devil Charm still takes it to 0.
yeah. Crisium's really good right now. Like I'd play Crisium. That's on Audacity. Or unless he's on Hostile. He's on Hostile?
He's on. Okay, so he switched it up a bit.
That's why
but-
Archer makes sense, yeah.
No, because it's usually Eminent Archer.
But I do think some people are playing Hostile and just like main decking Archer.
That's fair. That's
Okay.
fair. Daily Cast, Earthrise. Okay.
Okay. So we just need to bust down server 6. Running HQ has an agenda in it.
Yes. I'm like,
We just need a crew.
yeah. I'm gonna gamble. Pitching a Steel Skin to draw more. There's a crew.
Nailed it.
Great. I might just get an Amaku with a counter here to do the archives thing.
Yep. There's a Mav in it. That doesn't matter.
That does not matter. Yep.
Do we show crew last click or no?
It's an interesting idea against the border control.
I think we just show a charm.
I think we show a charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we ditch here.
Cool. So Alex still has some work to do. That's for sure. We also have bad publicity, so Amaku is just better.
Yeah.
God, but bad publicity with trick shot is criminal.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad. I wonder how JNet stats calculate money gained when you do
bad
trick
pub
shot.
count.
Yeah. No, but if
So unless an
That's
archer
fine.
ends up on R&D here, we just actually lock R&D, I think.
oh, no cards in hand, yeah.
And like the thing is this remote will still be okay, so the sandstone's actually a very nice thing here.
What server are we going to crew charm? Not that we can't do that more than once.
Part of me wants to actually crew charm.
Can I borrow
HQ.
this?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
No, I have to think now. Strike Fund's gonna be good for or
How do they shuffle the deck? Op shuffles the deck 3 ways to Sunday.
yeah. It's an interesting board state.
Okay, let's talk through it. So we need to figure out where we put our pressure immediately. Sandstone is something we can deal with through brute force if we need to. We have an Arisaris, so we can get rid of an Archer. Getting rid of 2 Archer takes some time, but we can do it. We'll get there. We have 50 more cards. If we want to deal with the remote server, then Arzan can't win. If we want to deal with R&D, then we're trying to put the pressure on, and Arzan can always like draw.
Yeah, and
Put in
the
server 6.
Stargate's already in the bin,
Yeah.
so the pressure R&D line I think is less relevant.
Which upgrade should I take my Runic Axe with 5 influence? Oh shit. Actually, that's such a good question, but we can't do it right now. I'll do it after the game.
I like the thing. One thing is, like if we can get some Amaku, if we get Amaku a leech, we can actually just start like
Hammering.
hammering.
Yeah. Where are leeches?
All in the deck.
Okay.
I'm thinking like I actually kind of want to weirdly like run HQ here.
Do you want to price first for Steve?
Yeah, that's probably correct. Let's price. So we hit Ice Carver, Leech, Patchwork, and Crew.
It's between Crew and Carver, right? Leech is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, Leech is also interesting here. Because Leech lets us actually like start. We only have 1 crew in hand, 1 crew in the bin.
We're expecting 3 map though. I don't love Leech. We've seen 1 in archives. There's a bunch of face downs unknown in archives as well.
To me, the Leech is actually important so that we can
Get value from running HQ.
We can get value from running HQ. I think I'm gonna go.
Okay, Leech Crew run HQ.
Yeah. Nope, that's not the order.
And once we know what this is, we have a doof, but the doof is not particularly good. Hey, Milanomi.
It's not irrelevant, but I'm expecting actually a Crisium res here. Okay.
Do we take a tag?
No, because that doesn't even do it.
Oh yeah, right. It's on the Amaku, not the Leech.
Yep. Let's see.
How many extracts has he played? 2? Because that's how he gets back in here. 2, 1.
Yeah. So we can pinhole archives and just get a Leech counter, and then get the Tucana. Don't love that. I actually wonder if I'm supposed to just bounce on the Sandstone here.
Do we install Earthrise for card draw?
Yes, that is what we do. Because if we can get the second crew, we can just start actually doing
it. Actually might have been right even to run archives to get information, get an Amaku counter, and flip.
Yeah.
But I think we're fine. Now Alex understands. Like, this is the problem: is that Alex, anything he draws goes straight into the remote server, and the remote server is relatively safe. We probably have to pinhole the Tucana at some point because we can't let another ice come in. Yeah, we have to pinhole the Tucana at a minimum.
Do we?
I think so. Another ice is a problem for us. We win by having no ice.
Yeah. I need to find the final devil.
We need the Helianthera? No, but then he just purges with no cards in hand.
Let's see. So we can pinhole the Tucana. That gets us 1 leech counter.
Yeah, which means we can break HQ open.
No, there'll be a... I'm not sure that that's doing anything for us.
It means we get a leech server.
Yes.
And then if he scores out, he'll be holding onto stuff in HQ. We get the upgrade, which is probably a Mav. We need to get that sooner than later. He might res a Mav on HQ. Presumably Chrysium, it's hard to tell. I think it's more likely, well, probably not Hollowman, because he would have archered it up. I think Chrysium's likely, so we don't want to dirty laundry it, but we're okay trashing Chrysium for free.
I think my long-term play here is actually probably taking R&D.
And just off singles locking it?
No, I think it's getting this. It's the long-term plan of going back for the Stargate.
Okay.
So I think the...
I don't think we can let Tucana fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna pinhole archives.
Because he's admittedly 3 scores away from the game, but with
That's what I'm thinking.
With hostiles, yeah, he can snowball with Tucana really hard.
Yeah.
Bone zone?
Bad pub. So we're still 1 away from getting into HQ, which is annoying. The Ice Carver did get trashed.
Yeah, we lost it.
Yeah.
So we've Hosh flipped.
Yep. Just trying to think here. Maybe we do. I don't want to spend a crew here, though. I actually, like, part of me is like, so if we bounce Sandstone...
He'll Mav it. Like, we're wasting our whole turn. He'll just purge. He definitely has a Mav on the table with 2 upgrades. Yeah. Take the Grand Crew. Yeah, I think that's an option. It's not a great axis, but it gives us a leech lane, which is important. But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, with only 1 crew still in the deck, I don't love it. Yeah.
We can draw. What's our best draw here?
I'm the second
DJ?
crew or a DJ.
Yeah.
Both of them. Both
Third
of them
crew.
good.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good draw.
Do we just value cast and see what we draw? Like patch cast for skin?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't have to pop the crew for HQ though. Yeah, we do.
To trash the magnet, we do. Yeah.
Unless we're devil charming.
Take the tag and just run through it for fun. You just take the tag.
Oh, yeah.
That makes some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Devil Charmer's unique, so I can't install another.
We can take the tag and destroy before they get priority. No, they can res and fire my virus on approach.
I think I'm just going to click a strike fund for some credits.
Yeah. We have more money than we'll ever need. Cali testing. The STS are I'm gonna go here.
They do. I don't know that we actually lose though. I'm not worried about having lost just yet.
Atlas with counters. Shit. It's slipping. Tucana is a card. Cali testing Holloman is so cool. Yeah, it is really, really good. I've been all my op blowouts recently on stream are all like Cali testing. Oh, I should have known Alex is on Cali testing. We played Alex a fair bit the last couple weeks online.
Yeah.
We can win in 1 good Stargate. He probably is on like what, 1 SDS, I think?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he's on 1 3-pointer.
Oh, it's an Atlas with 2 counters. That's probably bad.
That's bad. Pardon server 6. He's on only 3 credits.
I mean, the funny thing is we're in server 6 now because we drew. Oh no, we have to draw a crew.
And he still has
here.
enough for Mav.
No, we don't have enough.
Like we have to hunt the Mav.
This is not a virus. This is a Chrysium. I saw the Chrysium on.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
I think actually
Price gets DJ 100% of the time or crew 100% of the time.
I think it gets crew. But I actually don't. I think we're too slow because I need to run. I'm a click too slow here. But he's only on 4, so.
Could you never ban to Clearinghouse? Clearinghouse fires at start of turn.
Oh wait, okay. So this is 1 ice down. If I get the crew, I break this, And then this goes to 5, 4, -2. So no, I don't have it.
Do we ever do a diversion to get him down to 0?
Oh, you know what? That's a nice line.
Like force the Crisium res?
Yeah. No, actually, I think that's a great line. Yeah, this is diversion, take a tag.
If we dirty, okay, so the other option is like we can price for Seb or crew, run HQ.
No, this is the line.
I'm still on the idea of eating the 2 RNDIs of 2 crews. It's just really a bit, maybe too slow. He has a Rashid in server 6 is also a bit slow.
No, Millennium, I think it's a very reasonable line.
We can float tags.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a Crisium res. Yep.
Good.
We will actually trash this.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the tag is once per turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs that to be Rashida. We could still lose because he can Atlas for an Audacity credit, Audacity advance.
Mm-hmm. But that only takes up to 6.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we know that the last crew is in these 3
And
along with the DJ.
DJ, hold on. Chat can't see everything. So it's, no, it is
Crew, DJ.
the last Earthrise, no. The last
And
Datacast, no.
The last...
Leech, no.
Wait, isn't it the last daily cast?
The last
no,
one's Bones.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Bones I don't care about. So actually maybe this is the turn.
Audacity with nothing in hand. You're right. He can pull another card,
true.
but he's short there.
The other option actually here is we take down the Sandstone to set up to take down this Archer next turn. Which
we want to use the crew before he maybe trashes it, I think. If he
well,
does,
that's what I mean by like,
yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So I think this might be. I mean, the other option is we try and take apart the remote, but I'm thinking
if we take apart the remote without Atlas, he still has ways to win.
Yeah. So I think it's.
Hosh doesn't flip, right? Because we didn't make it. Is it successful or is it access?
We accessed is what matters.
I tune out for 5 minutes. The board is transformed. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like eminent Tucano.
Jack out, and then we will install the last Devil Charm.
Might as well throw out the Stone Ship.
Well, we'll probably throw out the Strike Fund.
We don't need a buffer value.
Oh, no, I think this game's over before we get to buffer value.
Right. Yes. Okay, so if he has a Rashida, it's good. He can maybe get to 6 points. I don't see a line where he gets to 7. He could fire another Eminent. That would be oh no, because Audacity needs cards.
Yep.
We've seen this deck has probably like 11 or 12 agendas. Like the density on R&D is relatively high. There's only 16 cards left, and he's opt more than our last opponent.
Yeah, so our line here I think is price into labor rights, and we labor rights like crews. No, we labor rights.
We're gonna draw our whole deck with Hosh Earthrise.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So we don't actually do any of that.
I think Alex is drawing now for Audacity.
Yep. So what?
Hey,
gonna click
Mando
to draw.
plus 2 Alice tokens get exactly 3 cards for Audacity. Mando.
Yeah. So, but they don't have the credits here. No, but this only takes them to 5.
I know. It's still pretty good. Too bad publicity can go pretty far. That's really funny.
Yeah,
he has no trigger. What does
if
he
he
do
has
last
the final, if he's running all 3 hostiles, we just lose. But like,
no,
that's fine.
we're fine.
So we actually are going to labor rights back just to Stargate.
Yes, he has 1 unknown in hand. Archives has some unknowns, but he's in control.
Actually, I guess we can do more than that. We can do everything. We can archives back 3 cards.
Because we always get the Stargate with price, so we should labor rights back at least steel skins or whatever. Sorry, strike funds.
Well, oh right, because we can then DJ later. Yeah. Okay, so we'll labor rights for
buffer RFG to get Stargate back. I think it's slower than this line.
I think it is. So we're gonna go for Stargate, and I guess it's just strike fund.
Yeah, why not? We'll throw 1 out if we draw it with Patchwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can always price for a Stargate.
Yes. Yes, we'll gain 2. Yes, we'll install a Stargate.
We could lose, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, we lose to there being another 5/3.
Throw out a Stone Ship, I guess. You have to hit Patchwork. Sorry, I baited you.
No. We're gonna do it for the crew.
Oh yeah, this is cheaper. So then we do Cruise Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not Cruise? We don't need him yet because we'll be able to Steve HQ. And we can always buffer drive back to labor rights
Yeah.
and panic. How's it going, by the way, Daybreaker? Did we just lose to Holloman? Oh shit, we just lose to Holloman.
Yeah, we do. But we just oh yeah.
We
do
100%
just lose.
lost.
Yeah.
This is not the line.
Oh lol.
I keep forgetting Holloman scores 3-2s. If we did a run, we would have won. Oh no, Eminence on the top. We'd have to run twice. Our line was install crew, run twice, just like the last matchup.
I mean, no, we also could have labor rights back a pinhole and killed the Hollow Man, and then we're fine too.
Yeah, pinhole the Hollow Man. That's exactly it. Bomber.
Yeah.
Pinhole the Hollow Man was a line. We would definitely get it. The other option is like if we were really, really strapped, we could just run HQ R&D. Apparently, we win if we run twice.
Oh yeah, the other maybe the option actually was you just don't worry about the start. You don't worry about the crew. You just charm through and try and win off your single Stargate. But I think the pinhole line is the consistent line.
Yeah, pinhole just means that he has work to do.
Yeah. Okay, that's silly of us.
Yeah,
to
bummer.
Have lost,
We punted that a bit.
Yeah.
One click short. Only one click short.
Yeah.
We're getting Hollow and fast advance. Man, rip.
Yeah.
That's a cursed Stargate hit anyways. Yeah, we just need another click. We'll be fine.
He then messed it up. No undo. No undo.
Wait a second. Force devolved really quickly. Yeah, Tucana Eminent like snowballs so
yeah,
hard.
the Tucana hit there was bad.
Right.
Yeah, and actually, funnily enough, the thing that was the losing lot, I think the actual turning point was not crashing the Malapert.
Yeah. We called it. We should probably should trade the Malapert because if he extracts the Malapert, he gets back in.
Yeah. If he doesn't have that Malapert target, he just loses.
Yeah.
So
we should respect that.
That's just a mistake.
Great game, Alex. Yeah, we kicked it a bit down at the end. We forgot you can just score with Holloman, which we should have seen that from a mile away. We were just talking that like trashing the Malapert, we access this to be like if he extracts us, we're cooked. But like we just left it. And I think trashing that was important. I should put the Rashida Sandstorm remote on the Malapert. Yeah, we're wondering why you made 2 servers. But we accessed the Malapert before you made 2 servers, so it's okay. Yeah. There's no reason to leave that open. Yeah, it was strange. So we assumed it was like 2 Malaperts, but it's not a region, is it?
No.
Yeah. Cool. Want to run it back?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, how are we doing on time? How are you doing on time today?
I'm good on time today.
Okay. I usually stream till around 4 o'clock. Do you want to do the news really quick?
Yeah, let's do the news real quick.
You can talk about OP stuff. Do you want to do the news?
Yeah, sure. We can do the news.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you in control of doing the news. I'm just gonna
Oh, why am I doing the news?
Well, because it's OP stuff.
Okay, well,
I gotta talk into this.
Oh yeah. Crore is put up the accelerated meta test for September and October with a bit of an asterisk on that. We have 3 winners from last month who get invites to the Circuit Breaker Invitational. So Wenjong, Larea, and Nopius. July and August. These are winners. Apologies. There's a few more people that will also have gotten some invites. There will be 2 AMTs in September on the 8th in the APAC time zone and on the 22nd in the EMEA time zone. These should be both good opportunities, as Crore is calling out, to get some spotlight on the meta. I'm hoping the ban list. I would be surprised if the ban list was out in time for the 8th, but it could happen.
I'd be surprised.
And I guess AMTs aren't casual, so if it is announced before probably if it's announced before if it's announced the first, well, actually,
if it's announced 2 days before, I still think there's a chance.
Yeah. It would really probably have to be something like the 1st or the 2nd of September, which is pretty tight.
I think AMTs are chill enough that is the day before people would still be like, let's try the new ban list.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah. And then 22nd will be EMEA, and then some details on that. And I think was there a note? Yeah, AMTs will be taking a break in October for Worlds and will return in November.
Cool. There's 2 a month now. When did that change happen? It felt like it snuck up on us. I don't think I remember that being announced.
Oh yeah, it wasn't announced. We just started doing them this year. I think it started in January. We started doing 2 a month because we had more
January?
people. I think so.
I felt it was like halfway through the year because I was like AMT once a month, and it was like, wait, there's 2 a month.
Maybe there's 2. Maybe it was midway through. If you're interested in helping out, either run AMTs or do comms for AMTs.
Yes,
we are always looking for people. For both of those, actually going into the Netrunner event hub and talking around there is going to be better than emailing the organized play, because I am one of the main people that checks the organized play email, and I have too many other things on my plate. So talking in there is actually going to be a good idea for
If
this.
you're in the commentary text channel, which I think you need the commentary handle, it's not inconsistent that you get a at commentary, hey, we have a thing coming up in a couple of weeks. Anyone can sign up. And then that's usually how I get notified for AMTs. It's been hard to get into AMTs. Mind you, only 1 in every 3 AMTs makes sense for commentary on my side. But yeah, that at goes out not inconsistently, which is good.
Yes, Kat. So it's my email is a scary thing. Discord is an easy thing for me to respond to. Also, the actual reason is other people in organized play are running and handling the AMTs and the streaming side. So if you go to Discord, you get to them. If you go to the email, you get to me, and then I have to go and tell them. So it's just a smoother process for this particular thing. For many other things, I will say or email OP that way it doesn't get it gets in a pile, even if it's not addressed immediately.
Carrie's asking, do we know if the ban list is big or not? I think earlier someone asked in the chat predictions for the ban list. You know more about the ban list than I do.
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, sick.
I've been trying to. I don't know any of the cards. I have no confirmed cards. I know a couple cards that got discussed, but that's as much as I know.
Yes. Mind you, in terms of Snare Bear stuff, there's a bunch of folks who are involved in both the SBT team and SBT testing.
Yeah.
So there are people that with inside line, obviously they're making decisions. I don't have any strong predictions. I honestly don't think it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, I suspect it's going to be a small one. I'm expecting World Tree, and it might just because I think the deck has format challenge. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
both,
could see that.
it's like a mix of like, oh, it's a philosophically a thing that people don't like.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, this deck can tutor every answer ever, and then also, it just actually asks a lot of physical manipulation that no other decks in the meta really ask about.
Yeah, people bring up op there, but it's not the same thing. I don't think it's similar, but it's not the same thing. It's weird. It's like I remember starting off in the middle of whatever the summer, thinking like Hoshigo is the best. Do something about Hoshigo, and we haven't had a ban list. I don't think since Bologna left, which is like a pretty big ban list for obvious reasons.
I mean, I think the Bologna going is a big reason why Hosh is not the king of the meta.
Yeah, the NBN matchup is not that bad. If you ask me, like, if there was no ban list changes, I honestly don't think I would be hyper upset, which is weird.
Yeah, it's like I think it's funny because I think it's like that to me feels like a very reasonable outcome.
Yeah, but like people would be upset if that's the result.
Well,
I think so.
I think it's for me. It's more that like I don't love this meta, so I want to see a change, but I don't know that a change for Worlds is correct. So like I would see for Worlds saying like, you know what, we think this meta is reasonably stable and like you know, while we don't love every format, the re-education Jupestad decks are maybe not super nice.
Yeah, shout out, we put up some videos on the channel from Canets. For a lot of people that might be the first time seeing re-education Jupestad. It's gross. John's deck went undefeated on Corp, went 8-0 across the whole day. That deck kills. If you're not teched, it kills you consistently.
Yeah. And so it's like, you know, that being a significant portion of why corps are above 50%, right, that's probably not the style of what you want to design the game of Netrunner for.
Yeah.
But trying to hit all of those things and keep runners and keep that in line is like a huge change in like the whole format. Like to me, you start looking at stuff like a turbine ban.
Yep.
And
did you see a turbine this weekend?
I did not see a turbine this weekend, but I think that is because turbine scares out mid-range scoring corps.
No, I agree. I think turbine does exist because the corps are answering problems, or like forcing runners in different directions. But like the question is like looking at Nats and looking at NANPC, how many corps are scoring out? How many corps would lose to turbine? How many corps are respecting that? I know when we talk the ban list, like I'm still scared of Lobby Somu. I don't think it's gonna get banned out, but like the scoring behind 2 ice corps, it's harder now than it's been in a long time.
Yeah. No, I mean like I felt like I could not play an ice suite that was going to be good into the field, and so I go very low to the ground on most of my ice.
Yeah.
And then that means that runners don't actually need to pack the turbine, but if they do pack the turbine, you'll like go for a higher I can't play that game where it's like, oh, if I hit one person with turbine, like my deck falls apart.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's like I think structurally there's a bunch of stuff that needs to change. I wouldn't be shocked if like it needs to change, and also you need to put new cards out to replace. Like it might be that we don't see any major changes until Dawn comes out.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like World Tree is the card that a lot of people talk about, a lot of people are scared of. Show me a player playing World Tree at a competitive tournament and placing, in the last couple months. Like,
I mean, it's
there was one at Cascadia.
Yeah, there's one Cascadia. Giant at one Continentals with it.
Yeah, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right, no, but it's a weird thing because it's like a mixture of people either not playing it in person because it's physically a bit more difficult. Not that people didn't bring it to EMEA and did fantastically, but like the deck is just not represented the amount that people would expect it to be, considering how much conversations around the deck. Like, it's just not being played. And I do think some amount of it is people are not grinding it because people are expecting it to be affected by the ban list, where people are like, we're not putting more effort in this list because we want to see what the ban list looks like. But nobody's playing it. Nobody's playing it. Not one person, I don't think, at NANPC Montreal was playing World Tree.
No,
I don't think. Weird. Oh no, maybe Terrence was. Terrence what? No, Terrence wasn't.
No.
Maybe he had one. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'd have to look at the list. I didn't see too much of Terrence's gameplay. Shout out to Terrence, made the top cut. Yeah, Terrence was playing 45. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I think he was. Yeah, Tiebreakers hasn't been playing a ton, and they're the ones that know how to do it. Yeah, there's a couple of people that are playing it really well. Tiebreakers has definitely been playing some World Tree, but like, just it doesn't show up. Like
Dan calling out, you got 5th at East Coast Nats with it.
Oh, hey, well done, Dan. I'm not too familiar with the East Coast Nats, mind you, meta. I didn't dive into that.
Actually, did Gordy? No, Gordy was playing Lat for that, right, Dan? I'll ask you directly and then wait for you to respond. But
I think a lot of people are holding off at all while the BLU is looming. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Mondi. I think a lot of people are not investing more time into it, which is wild. US East Coast Nats. Oh, I want to shout this out because I think it's the funniest thing, and it gets me, and you can defend your country for this. If German Nationals and Netrunner shows up on YouTube and someone records it, it's titled German Nationals 2024. If Canadian Nationals is up on Metropole Grid, it's called Canadian Nationals East Coast Edition 2024. If America Nationals goes up on QPM or Neon Static, it's called Netrunner Nationals East Coast. America does not think there's the rest of the world, and it's so both funny and slightly upsetting. Can you defend your nation?
No. I was about to make a bad joke and decided against it. So yeah, no. I mean,
World Series of Baseball. Like, what the hell is going on here? Man, it's so upsetting. Please put United States in there. I just don't understand it. It's offensive. It's offensive.
I mean, hey, look, we make YouTube, so we get everything is by default happening in the US, and so
I don't know. It's like, that's the thing is, as an English speaking person who doesn't sound like they have a accent from the UK, the assumption is I'm American, and then you prove the opposite. Be like, oh, you're Canadian. Weird.
Like, I mean, that's how there's so many people in Canadian entertainment. Because you all sound like Americans, and so you get away with it.
Oh man.
Otherwise, we would kick you out of the country.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking those updates. We're waiting for like full arts on stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be announced when the full arts and like scans and stuff are gonna be up on this, because some stuff is like just not existing yet.
We have I got told all of the art is actually finally in house, so we're like templating the last couple of cards, I think.
Very cool. I'm just excited for that, because the full res scans are probably gonna be gorgeous, because the quality on the website, like, it is what it is. Netrunner set in the US. That's not even true. Yeah, not the I get. Cool. Do you want to keep grinding?
Yeah. Was there any other news?
I don't think so. It's been like, the world
quiet. Yeah.
Mind you, we can look. Let's look at some meta stuff, because I think it was both French nationals. It was a UK regional, if I'm not mistaken. We might be able to see results. I haven't put up, mind you. Oh, the thing was back. I think.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on.
My guess, and this seems super scientific, is that there is a slot between page 1 and page 2. That's the void.
I tried putting an event in to try and slide that down,
and it didn't happen.
But I'll check for the void.
Wait, it's gone again.
That's really funny.
What? So NANPC Montreal shows up here sometimes.
Yeah.
And we don't know why.
This has happened before. I just have not spent time looking into it. It's 608, right?
It's 608. Yeah, we'll find it. So shout out to Montreal GNK. That's in the past. No.
Yep.
So newer tournaments. Montreal. What? Here, Montreal throwback. Mind you, people didn't know back. So there was Swiss Nats on the weekend. There was French Nats. Mind you, French National side cube event. So Swiss Nats was single-sided. I'm assuming that means it was double-sided in Nantes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Swiss Nats is here but 0 players, so I think they win on Aesops. German Nationals was... Where's French Nats? We'll find it. Okay. Let us go here, go to results. It might not be up yet. Oh, no, it is.
Nope, there it is.
Cool. 36 players playing in regionals. Man, the UK scene's sick.
Yeah, I know. That's a great turnout.
Yeah. Championnat de France de Netrunner. So we want to look at the meta here just to see what's going on. So
A lot of kit.
a lot of kid. Kid's pretty good. Followed
Kit
by
and
Essa.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's cool. We saw no Essa in Montreal, I don't think. Not a single person.
I think Kat said they may have played against World Tree, but maybe that wasn't here.
Essa? World Tree Essa?
Yeah.
Whoa. Super cool. Okay. On the corp side, PD, Op showing up. I think Op is really hard to do well with right now. I feels like the ID just isn't keeping up. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. But despite getting just beat by Arizona, I actually think that matchup is still pretty good for that.
Yeah.
Hosh. I think it's pretty good for the lat. Like I'm pretty low on the deck as a whole, but
great top cut there, mind you. Dave Z. What is the big event Dave Z won recently? Because I had to figure out how to say his name, and I'm still saying it wrong. But Davs on PE and Essa. Girdle, I'm not familiar with. Galehar, we just played on stream, mind you. Galehar doing a lot of organizing in the south of France. And Ryan Bantwins, who is the finalist at EMEA, playing Earth Sea Headquarters and Sable. So Ryan Bantwins has been known to play Sable like 2 or 3 deep dive Sable. Mind you, made top 16 at Worlds last year, if I'm not mistaken as well. Just doesn't play a lot online, plays a lot in person, does incredibly well. And this is fascinating because Ryan Bantwins is known to play like mad combo decks, especially like Op, a Venti style, but not also. I think he's actually playing 49 cards last I saw. But seeing a swap to Earthsea State Headquarters is kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly what that screams. There's no deck list here. Maybe people know more. This is, mind you, the list I reckon we played against. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. If you look at the meta here, the top, very Wayland heavy, honestly. Asmari probably what
it's funny because like I don't feel like we've seen Wayland do well at almost any other event for the last 3 months.
Nope, been pretty rough. Yeah, I'm surprised Ryan Bantwins is on something different.
I honestly, he might even just be on combo kill and just doing out of Earth Station instead because that deck was not triggering Ob consistently.
That's true, yeah. And then if you put your stuff in the remote server,
yeah.
Would you have to protect the wage workers? That doesn't work, does it? I'm thinking of Eternal.
You just play 2 biotics, I think.
Yeah, cool. Neat. Very cool. Very cool. Southeast Regionals. 36 players, mind you. This is part of the UK regional circuit. I never know where to move my camera. Looking at mostly Hoshiko. Let's go. Followed by Zaya. That's huge.
That's so interesting.
And then like Sable's probably back here on 2 representation, and then you get the more interesting ones. But that is not what I'd expect. Arsana, mind you, in the UK last week we saw obviously Akiko do super well. So I was excited to see that replication. But it looks like Arsana followed by Lat, followed by Kit, followed by Akiko is probably one of these slices with one player. So the UK is big, mind you. Thinking something happens at one part doesn't make sense. That makes happen somewhere else, but pretty cool. PD showing up most of it. Asmari is like Reality Plus Asmari. I think Asmari is a very UK deck.
Yeah.
And they're Augie taking the top with NEH and Hosh. Augie is playing NEH in tournaments earlier this year. One of the few NEH players after the Bologna ban.
I think I heard that this wasn't the kill NEH. I wonder if it ended up being somewhat similar to Cat's NEH via different routes.
Amani stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm not sure. And it'll be interesting to see what the Hoshiko deck looks like if and when it gets published. You know, Drop Table Beans will be interesting to see their decks. I would make a guess, but let's not guess pronouns.
It was kill NEH, John was saying. It's been published. Okay, very cool.
Oh, it was 100% kill NEH. Oh, cool.
Shout out to Ba Ramu, mind you, playing Ag and Ari, let alone the Run DMC. This is a WooTube deck coming in 3rd place. Snooze playing it. I forget what the trick in this one is. Is this the similar to what Diogen was playing? Yeah, Divide and Conquer.
Yeah.
Cool. This has more of a breaker suite, I would say.
Oh yeah, this can actually break ice.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah, because like I played Diogen against Diogen playing a deck very much like this, and my ice formation in that deck was hilarious. I had 0 ice on HQ, 3 ice on R&D, 2 ice on archives, and 3 ice on my remote by the end of the game.
The R&D server was like drafter into on-sell, and the on-sell was kind of sick.
Yeah, the on-sell was it was the only time I read on-sell all weekend. I was like, oh wait, it actually won me the game, which was great. There was a chance he was going to win if that was not a third. And then the run that would work. Okay, Drop Table Beads was Jantuna. That's what I thought. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing its decks. I'm assuming the freedom is similar to the Tag Me Freedom. Like keep bad mouthing and then it keeps performing, so I have to just stop doing that.
UTM players, mind you, were playing it at Montreal. NANPC Izzy was doing. She had such a great start, and then in the middle rounds developed a migraine and had to drop from the tournament. But she was on a tear. Trillion and Izzy also did very good at throwback, adding Obelisk to that deck.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just like ripping through people. It was really fun to watch. But I want to say it's the deck I haven't seen because I think QTM will have the first gameplay of it up where Pelu is playing it on at East Coast US Nationals from a couple months ago. Yeah, Tag Me Freedom. It's really cool. I haven't seen enough of the deck.
Yeah, I keep being unconvinced by it and seeing it being very clunky, but it keeps performing. So like it's you know, I gotta enjoy it. But
really cool. John Alonso in chat. Nova made top cut. Don't know what that means. Mind you, I think there's an umpire that went like undefeated at Nantes. I think the runner side didn't win a game, so it still went 50-50. And you can find the deck list if you want to play something like Ampere and Nova. That stuff is online, which is great. Soon, it was last month. Soon.
I think also, to be fair to all the Freedom decks, I'm playing Mavirus in my decks right now, and so it just makes those matchups very, very difficult.
Not a lot of people are. I think Mavirus is not super common.
You know, Paul fucking blew me out with Mavirus in our game in Swiss, and I was like, oh, I'm not expecting PDs to be on Mavirus right now.
Yeah, Paul's on too, and he had some really good matchups against Aaron, where it's like, you know, just Amakua she has as the breaker, and just like get them a virus, cause a blowout, swing the game. Like it's a really fun game.
That's basically what happened. I thought it was really interesting, and I was looking forward to. I was hoping almost to play that matchup again, but it didn't end up happening.
Nova has to be in World Tree. I'm not sure. Maybe I think you can get it somewhat consistently with what is that Atom card that's still in the format? Creative something.
Emergent
creativity. That's it. Yeah, you can get it for free largely. Viewers, no, thank you though. 1 second. I must destroy. Bam. Cool. There was a kill on pair deck. I think the on pair deck was a lot of 5/3s, not a lot of money, and some traps. Yeah, it's probably what you expected.
Yeah.
Cord Gang just missing the cut. Bummer. Okay. I think that's mostly for the recap. Swiss Nats, mind you. I don't think we saw the results up on ABR, but this looks like an efficient country.
Lots of green and purple. Lots of green and purple.
Damn. Sick. Herbert Klopstock, mind you, on Azamari, 9th place, probably just missing. Oh, looks like it's top 4 cut. Is it not done? Are they still playing?
I wonder if they just didn't enter them on this.
They just did it on paper.
Else.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. So we don't know who won Swiss Nats. Hopefully, he had a great time. At least Wayland won. Did Warlock win this one? Sick. Where Ag Infusion?
I mean, I'm gonna be on so Ag Infusion did pretty. It looks like it was pulling up some numbers in the UK. Yeah, I do like having played the Ag Infusion deck. Is a very good deck. It is a deck that is extremely punishing for a single misplay from the court player.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so I'm not like shocked that it's not super popular, but I wouldn't. It's like on my list of like if the ban list is small or not that like is like just World Tree. I would not be shocked to see like a good chunk of the field just playing Glacier Ag Infusion because it's a very good deck. You just need to get some reps on it.
That's my biggest fear is like going into Worlds is if there's a ban list that causes slow Glacier decks to be the thing to play, Worlds is not fun to watch or cast.
Yeah.
Like when games are PD, when games are punchy, when people are pushing the game forward.
So one thing might be if the meta does go towards that, your best angle of attack as the runner is actually to go fast, not to try and go over the value.
And win quick. But then it feels like those games are just like, oh, you got lucky on multi-axis. That was the narrative of the game. Which is true. That's probably what you need to do. Like, you don't want to play their game. Their deck is constructed to make their late game unwinnable. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not fun. Do you know what was surprisingly fun was the World's Finals? But that's because Sokka was flooded and a clearinghouse mattered. Like, that is the weird Glacier that can be exciting.
Yeah.
But most Ag Infusion Glacier decks are like, there's my favorite Koga's in chat. My favorite Lost Netrunner content was like the Summer Showdown. It was the finals. Axu had been streaming for like 12-13 hours. It was 5 a.m, and him and Koga, like again 5 a.m, they hadn't slept, and the finals was like 30 credits to 30 credits. Finally the corporation starts pushing out on the remote server. It turns out the ice is like brawn into third brawn, and like they're losing it. The corporation keeps playing sprint. It was genuinely the funniest and like most entertaining stream I had ever seen. It's not saved, unfortunately. But like, it's not a fun game. It's not a fun game to spectate when they're just like, I'm gonna set up my stuff, you're gonna set up your stuff. It was like Lobby Orca, like it was what you expected it to be.
I'm gonna step out for just a second and be right back.
Yeah, do it up. All right. Anyways, we'll see what that's gonna bring. I don't think it's gonna be too rough, but it's like a strange spot. I don't have that many expectations for a ban list, and I'm really excited to see what it is. The World's ban list, classically, there's been a precedent just to make Worlds fun. So We'll see what fun looks like. Glacier feels like grinders. It can be. There's a lot of Glacier matchups, Diogen, like playing into Architects of Tomorrow, where I don't think it's fun because it is just like it becomes more about math than pressure and like economics of breakers as opposed to economics of like multi-axis and putting pressure and stuff like that. Fun looks like playing single-sided Swiss. When's the ban list coming? Tyler, all we know it's going to be at the beginning of September. So I think they said 5 or 6 weeks of prep. So you can kind of do the backwards math. So it can't be later than I think week 2 of September. So pretty soon from now. Check out the title on a Round 1 Nationals video. Did you change it, Eric? Did you actually change it? Glacier is kind of the most normal Netrunner Corp deck type. It is, but like PD is, I think, okay, I don't like using normal as a way to be talking about stuff. But when people have an expectation, like that's my favorite thing about PD is that, you know, you have ice and defensive upgrades, but the ID text encourages you to score out, right? Like encourages you to push the game forward. US East Coast Nationals, what a guy. Thank you. I got to ban another robot. Okay, the World's Energy stream needs to allow Subway Surfers meta solved. Yeah, we're going to have all those queued up. Let's ban that too. It was interesting looking at what the currently strong decks lose things to rotation or not. Oh, what are the currently strong decks? Well, I think Rashida is going to be like unimaginably a problem. That's going to be a hard thing. Other rotation stuff, like seems to be slightly too fast for Biovault, but we'd have to look. You should change it to Worlds Nationals 2024. That's really funny. Is NANPC Montreal need something to be concluded? Oh, it does, Dojin. I need to conclude it. I'll do it today after the stream. I've been pretty far behind on a couple of angles of things to do. I need to conclude it. I need to touch the goblin. I need to do editing, but I'll do the conclusion tonight. Apologies it isn't up yet. I'll let you know in Discord. Too fast for Biovault? Tell that to Sokka. Sokka's been cutting Biovault from every Ag Infusion deck he's been playing.
He hasn't had Biovault in the Ag for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the world's innovation.
Yeah, we're back to Biovault. Yeah, who knows? You want to play more runner?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you want more water, by the way?
No, I think I'm all set.
You don't want more water. Okay. That's all you.
Okay. We'll see if I can actually win a game cleanly. Prospect looks unlikely.
We were chatting in Montreal at dinner and noticed we were losing Bones and Parisha and main asset tech on top decks are running at the moment. I'd be surprised if there wasn't like a scrubber equivalent that was a bit better on tempo. What happened?
Lucy said they had the wrong deck.
Oh, okay. Touch the goblin. I have to get in touch with the silver goblin people. Excuse me. When did Jeff get here? Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Mari. Okay, do you think it's kill? It's 40 cards, it's kill for sure.
Yeah.
So we have one stone ship and we have crew. How is this matchup?
I have to say, undertested. I do I feel like it's probably okay because we can just blow up. We just use crew as an AI breaker and then just take them apart. And so we just try and get there actually before they put the agenda down.
Sadievna can be a problem for crew. It's a one of in some of the lists.
Don't you just take a tag and crew it down?
I'm going to say Klavetnik.
Yes.
Klavetnik interestingly interacts with crew. If you have 2 crew, you can overwhelm it, but like she could have that.
I like this hand, but I also
this is not the best hand. Yeah. Doof is interesting.
Yeah, Doof into crew is very nice here.
Yeah. We have one stone ship as hardtack. Steelskin doesn't cut it. Some people are back to playing Neurospike versions. We have one pinhole.
I'm assuming that's going to be a
Spin Doctor. Do you just Doof?
Yeah.
Leech Doof or just Doof?
I think I like Leech Doof.
And then we just touch a card. I think we touch a card. We were on server 1.
If server 1's a Spin Doctor,
I think it's she would have iced a Rashida up, and this is like next level.
Right. Unless there's going to be I meant to install.
Yeah, so
we do trash.
I think we do trash it.
Yeah,
I got to do 5 times. Yeah, this deck can recover. Like she can just YDL here, planogram YDL. Like she can get the money back.
Yeah.
Someone's clipped under saying I got to touch the goblin for a hashtag no contact. Attitude, okay.
Okay.
Econ card.
So we're gonna attitude show 1 agenda. Oh, send a message, YDL.
All right. So don't die to punitive is something you have to do. Okay.
So we're gonna want to get the crew and charm down somewhat soon, but I actually want to get some econ first.
I think we're weaving, right? In and out of Hosh.
I want to draw and see what we go, because part of me does want to just see R&D here.
So there's 6 agendas and 30. She might have one in hand. After
Yeah.
attitude, you assume she doesn't, but she'll keep the education if she had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we definitely draw.
Yeah,
I
guess
think
we could
cast
just
might be
weave
slow.
out.
I think we weave out.
Yeah, so like cast True Charm. I don't like that though. I guess it's draw again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sick.
That's decent.
Bones is not terrible in the matchup, but
No,
not super
Bones is
necessary.
pretty good, I think. I wonder, is this just, this is tough. I might just be cast credit. Seems bad.
So like she could thread a next turn for the kill combo, but then we just have Devil Charm.
Yeah.
And we get there. So we
maybe
can
it's,
afford
I guess it's, you know what, it's gonna be cast Charm just to like start, because we don't want to have to put everything on the table in one turn. And this is the least committal thing.
She didn't call event on turn 1.
Oh, she did.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. So that's why she went to 2. I thought she went to 0.
Yeah.
Isn't Bones when you trust that Jupe and Holloman have enough money for the trace? It helps, but if you run the remote server and trash Holloman and steal the agenda, like you die to punitive. Like if you run the remote server, you try to survive. Install draw. Okay, so it looks like a Rashida.
Yeah, so I think this might be now crew Bones go.
HQ?
No, the remote.
To force 2 reses. Yeah, I like it. And it'll touch a card.
Yeah.
I don't think we need Bones because I don't think it's a Jupe stat. I think it's just Rashida.
I think if it is a Jupe stat,
She's
like
got resource.
Yeah. I don't think we can do a thing about that.
How much of this is just drawn to like Stone Ship or Patchwork? I mean, into Stone Ship or Pinhole.
Yeah, that's fair. Draw. Okay.
We're good now. I don't think we Pinhole or Rashida.
No, I think we just gamble and then we
don't play a resource.
Patchwork.
No, we should have ran. We should install Patchwork. We should have touched a card. At least archives.
Yeah. Touching R&D there is probably okay.
Yeah, we're unlikely to die to punitive, but we should definitely have touched a card. We need card draw.
Yeah. Okay, so
we could lose to this. We just have to Pinhole the Jupe stat.
Yeah, we just Bones Jupe.
Are we worried about double Neurospike? I think she doesn't have the money for it.
No
she called resource. Yeah, that's fine. We should draw first. We should definitely be drawing first here.
Oh, in case we get
something for Miss Bones. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
She's forcing the issue. Yeah, this is totally fine. Face checking also could matter. It's a Jupe stat. So now she's in an awkward spot because if she scores a re-education, she scores a re-education. We draw here and install an Aqua Ceres Crew so we don't lose it to re-education. We've already played a resource.
I don't think you can value a swear.
Oh, you might be right, actually, yeah.
I don't think you can value score.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But now we're soft to Neurospike that we went down to 2. But she needs acceleration to score. Like, she can't get enough advancements and re-education. I mean, and Neurospike.
Yeah, I think we just actually put down another crew and go here.
Yeah, I think Crew Charm beats it. She is calling event. She does a good job reminding us she's changing. That's really smart. I like that.
Just trying to think.
Yeah.
I want to pitch. We actually have to pitch to this crew, and then it's draw afterwards. Yeah, I think that's the line.
Do we laundry for one more leech first? That gets us through Magnet, Klevetnik.
I don't think so because I want to be able to survive a single punitive.
Yeah.
Right. If this is I mean, the other thing is like this actually has to be the second Jupe stat.
Yeah. Or it could be Holloman Neurospike.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you ever labor rights and hope that you hit a steel skin?
Yeah, I did that a couple times in the event.
I like how it's exciting to like labor rights and see.
Yeah, and maybe I actually should have. If this is gonna be
because this could be double punitive. We could just lose to. I think we're losing to this. I think you jack out. If she doesn't res, that means we die to punitive 100%.
Thinking.
Because the deck's only on 2 Jupe stats, so either it's the second Jupe stat, or we die to punitive. The only way we don't die to punitive is if we draw exactly 2 steel skins here.
Yeah,
and I don't think we can afford to do that. Like, there's so many angles we die. It's a money problem here, but there's no way touching this is correct because we don't have mad dash. It's not like we can mad dash R&D.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. So we still died to double Neurospike. Oh no, re-education. We died to single Neurospike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need cards in hand. Interesting.
Second remote is very interesting.
Why isn't she winning? That means it's not a jupe stat.
Yeah, it does mean it's a hollow man.
Yeah. So she has double punitive in hand.
Yep. Laundry is still more credits for us.
Yeah, the
But we
cards
can
are the
just
problem.
draw first.
We haven't touched with
Oh,
Hoshiko.
shit. I
Yeah, that's a
accidentally
double click. That's fine. That's honestly fine.
Yeah.
So server 3 might be Rashida. She also could feed us an agenda, which would be sick.
I mean, I'm thinking just touch R&D here.
You know, if we hit an agenda, we lose.
No, because we'll be very close in credit totals.
But then she fires Rashida YDL.
We're going to go...
She can also re-education punitive. Money might matter for that.
I mean, the thing, laundry is +5 here, right? So we're going to 12. Then if we have cards in hand, like it actually becomes difficult to do this, right?
But you keep the steel skin.
Yes.
Yeah, we throw out Earthrights, I guess.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we just...
Nurspike is better than the jupe set when everyone's on stone ship. Yeah, but if everyone's on burner,
actually, no, we throw out the DJ.
I like DJ for steel skins forever.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, are we installing the cast then? Because I actually feel like the card draws.
Yeah, I'll get rid of the cast. I think you're right.
I mean, we could touch archives instead.
It's safer. We look more clever. It looks more intentional, right?
Yeah.
Like then the caster's like, what is he doing?
Yeah, we still...
A lot of things you gotta do.
Yeah. This is why I'm like, at a certain point, we just have to make Lucille have everything here.
Yeah, but I think we do it with 6 cards in hand.
I don't think it matters, because if this is Res Hollow Man, click it, hit us with Neurospike, we just die, right?
We know it's a Hollow Man.
Yeah, like, this is why I'm like, yeah.
No, I hear you. But like, we know it's a Hollow Man, so it's Rashida, so she's looking for more punitives. She's not scoring out here. So maybe she's looking for 1 of Neurospike, because some of the lists are on like 1 jupe, 2 jupe, 1 Neurospike.
Yeah.
We're fine. But now she has punitive 17.
Right, but we can like look...
Could we look for jupe? 100%.
Like, if we can just end our turn with 5 and a steel skin, we're pretty safe to double
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so now she has a whole server. So
Yeah.
we have to run it.
Yep.
So we're assuming she has 3 punitives at this point.
Yep. And we also have a line of just winning off of, like, there's going to be so many agendas floating around.
I think there's going to be 6 points on archives.
Right, so we run server 2 and then we run archives.
And then she shuffles them R&D.
And then we run R&D and run R&D.
I think we're better off drawing. This is where Pinhole is really good. Light the Fire is really good into this matchup.
Yeah.
6 cards. It's so goofy to read that. There's 0 face downs in archives. Now there is.
There are now a couple face down in archives.
Yeah, because she's definitely drawing and not keeping agendas. With 1 steel skin, 4 cards is more likely to double punitive than 5.
Yes.
That's the problem. Is like if we run archives and she gives us 1 3-pointers, then we've stolen 6 and we lose. So we probably can't go to try and win in a single turn.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. 4 cards are more likely to survive double punitive than 5. Well, we want to have 2 steel skins in theory, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
We want 2 steel skins to survive triple punitive, maybe, but I didn't do the math. It seems like you'd survive.
Triple punitive with 14 credits is not winnable for the Corp. Corp needs to be on roughly double our credits.
Have you ever fucked up math where you've punitive someone and it hits a strike fund and the second thing whips?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that.
It's so cool. It is so cool when it happens.
Oh, we can actually laundry server 2 here. I actually think we can laundry server 2 here.
Yeah. I think we have to. Do we always get into the server with 3 Leech, Aquaceres, Devil Charm? I think
if it's a Clavetnik, I think Clavetnik is till end of run, so it will still be pending, and that's the... So if it's outer Clavetnik into something else, we can get it stuffed.
Can we steal 2 degree meals? The deck's on send a message and re-education. There's no degree meals. Do we just go centrals with this?
No.
Okay. At what point do you DJ? Not this turn, but eventually, once we just want to grind for value and she feels cornered. I used to play 1 of standard procedure to scout the hand for steel skin before punitive. Yeah, people played not the fuck.
Yeah, so this is the line that loses.
People used to play Salem's for that. Because I've had worse didn't on fire when you discarded it.
Yeah.
So did she pay us? Oh,
Yeah,
but she
she
only
did.
blank one Clavette Aquasair screw.
Yeah,
We're
but
fine.
the other one's gonna be blank.
What does it matter? Oh, for the next ice?
Yes.
So what do we do? Jack out?
I mean, we make her res it.
But is the face check bad? Like, should we just jack out, run back? Oh, Clavette needs to still start a turn.
Yes.
But
Jack out.
imagine an eye for eye here. Imagine.
Draw.
We still lose.
We still lose. Oh, I was supposed to actually play the steel skin to draw 3 there, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because I need to get crew this. I need to get another crew this click. Did not get it.
Or a turn. Oh, how did it get purged?
I used the leech counters to take it down.
Oh, right. Do you just run it? Wait, can we get more cards in hand to run it and assume that it's a fish?
No.
Yeah, we win fish. She goes to 6, we go to 6.
That's tough.
You just send it. We can't win in one click.
Yeah. That's an annoying.
So ping is a problem.
Yeah, the fact that that was Clavetnik outer is
Yeah.
just bad.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
And we got no prices in the top half of our deck.
Yeah. I think it's a piranhas. If it was a ping, she'd just snap res it, right?
That's true. That's true.
Clev Inner would do it too.
Oh yeah. They could just res it on the inner. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, to blank the last one.
Yeah. We did need a Namakua. But yeah, it's never running 2, but 1 was good here.
5 is Busto.
Mm.
Do you know lots of people now playing Cleaver? When's the last time you've seen Cleaver? Like the most problematic card everyone hate. I haven't seen a Cleaver.
Well, because everyone's playing Shaper.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could jack out here, we would.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. All right. So we have to survive triple punitive. And she's seen 2 steel skins.
Yeah.
We probably die, but it's a math problem for someone else.
I'm not sure we do.
So she's also now able to stun a commandment?
No, actually, never mind. We do lose. Because it's boost for... Wait. We can get to trace 12, so it's boost to... It's boost for 7 on each. Plus the 3 cost, so that's 20 credits.
She spin doctored? Oh yeah, Sudden Commandments is back. Would Hermes have helped here? We'd have to find another agenda. It's hard. The deck only has 5. And then if we steal 2 agendas in a turn, we'd have to just like bounce one of the upgrades or the agenda. It's obviously good. Yeah, Hermes is good.
Yeah, Coco, when I'm saying trace 12, that's because... Oh, you're right. It has to be trace 13. Right.
Yeah, Wavelink.
Yeah.
Some newer players, mind you, we had 2 players come out that this is their first tournament. They'd only been playing for a while, and a Winchester fired, and the judge call was, "How does Trace work?" Which is like cool. I'm not making fun of them. It's like that's a real problem. It's like Trace shows up on 2 cards in the entire format, and so I had to like walk through how the Trace worked, and it's fun.
I mean, we have enough money that I'm not sure this math actually comes out in Lucille's favor here.
No,
or Lucy's favor.
Yeah,
I keep want to say Lucille, and that's in no way the name that's presented. To me.
Yeah. I wonder if it was wrong to dirty laundry and just keep it for like R&D run or something.
Maybe
because we just needed the guaranteed money. We didn't need the money and click compression.
Yeah, that's probably true. I guess I was just like, oh, how likely that they found that one at Clavetnik, but like the line that they
she had the ice. Yeah. Triple punitive costs 30. It's expensive, but she only needs double punitive. She's seen 2 steals, so we're good.
Yeah, no, double punitive is tough here, and like now the game's over. This is why I don't.
We said the game was over in the last deck, and we lost. I just want to remind you. No, I agree. If the Samari deck is quartered, it gets ugly. And right now, we're at the point where Stargate could close the game out. What's on the table that we care about? Literally nothing.
Yeah, nothing we care about on the board.
Is this the first Spin Doctor? Like that's where Stargate gets a bit rough.
Second Spin Doctor.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think what I pitch here. I think it's the Bones. No, the Bones might is actually kind of nice. It might just be click a price first and see what we hit.
Sure, I'm fine. No. Yeah.
What did we hit with? Oh, it doesn't tell us yet. I genuinely, it should.
Legally, it should. Just a patchwork. That's terrible.
Okay, that sucks.
I do not know how to do this on the overlay in a tabletop game. Like, I'm wasting so much time figuring out how to show the price because it takes up the whole screen.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really annoying.
Okay, well that wasn't
econ card.
Yeah, yeah.
She called event, so we played an event.
I don't think her money matters anymore.
No, I agree.
I mean, like, it does matter because we have to deal with the second punitive, but like,
do we just do DJ and go HQ for steel skins and play like hyper defensive?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we ditch. I think actually we can ditch the Stargate. I mean, let's Stargate. Let's
Stargate's how we win. We don't need the buffer drive.
Yeah, that's true.
We just need to make sure we don't steal an agenda here and lose to punitive off of more YDL money. Like, we have to be careful we don't touch an agenda unless we win. We actually want to not touch agendas here.
Well, there's probably 2 punitives in hand.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. But like, we think that's Rashida, Spin Doctor on the table.
It could also be Hollow Man and an agenda.
Oh, that's true. We don't care about that. We think one of the ice is piranhas. That's the next prize.
Oh, it's not letting me trash it.
Why not?
Because Klivetnik's not implemented properly.
Oh, blanked forever. Wait, no, Klivetnik isn't. When's Klivetnik? Is it the end of our turn?
It can't be.
Till your next turn ends.
No, but your would be referring to the court.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So this.
Yeah, that should work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your. Yeah, it's blank. Yeah.
I think. I can't imagine that would be a 2-turn pending trigger. Yeah,
so
choose one
next
that.
Turn. Yeah. It should be over.
Yeah.
Okay, don't steal an agenda.
Yeah, well, we just put for each server, and what goes. Is it steel skin?
Yeah. If we hit a punitive, we want steel skin in hand. If we get
fair.
an agenda. Yeah, like now we need this steel skin. Gift for you. Yeah, this could be an issue. So do we just try and win this turn?
Do we run archives here?
She has a Spin Doctor on the table. I don't think so.
The other option is we play a sure gamble.
Then we always die to double punitive.
True.
So check archives. How many YDLs are out?
All
of them.
3.
So we're assuming she Spin Doctor shuffles them back in, and then she can always sudden commandment to get money back. It's like kind of credit neutral. It's a bit tricky. I think she has another agenda in HQ. Maybe we should just run HQ. So what does drawing do? Drawing thing means we're more likely to die to double punitive.
Yeah.
I don't think we can beat her on money.
I think we can, but.
I think she wrote that in chat so quickly that it was obvious she had agendas in hand. Like, her chat was a bit too fast.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's the thing is, like, gambling actually puts us, like, this is the thing, like, punitive isn't forced, and we're at our credit totals are so close with 3 like things. We have a real threat of just out tracing the punitive because we only have to win one of the 2 traces.
No, you're right, but I'm just like worried. Worst case scenario, it's like, and immediately we took cards out of hand, so it's harder. But if it's like Rashida, Spin Doctor, shuffle back YDL, she can be on like 25. We're still on like 10 in Link, maybe 14 in Link.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Calling the piranhas is a sick line.
Yeah, no, that's
Pink would have been bad, but we had to call it.
It's actually, you know what?
Calling the Klivetnik as the blowout, and damn, was it? Oh, it's Holloman on the table, so we're fine. Yeah, it was double Holloman. We're totally fine. Yeah. Hey, Pellegrini, how's it going?
Oof. Yeah, I actually think we probably could have gone earlier because our credit totals were still close much earlier, and there was less card draw.
What would have happened?
You know what we should have been doing
on the turn we jacked out? What?
Clicking save replay so we could go back through and actually
analyze this. You can do it. You can do it. You just do it. You cheat.
Okay, let's see.
Let's look at it. This is a Jeff-ass move, which I recommend. But the turn that we jacked out, which was Holloman, I'm pretty sure we knew it was Holloman agenda. If we stole the agenda, what would happen? Oh, you don't die there. I had ass draws. Respect. Okay, so she didn't have it. You have to assume she had it. It's a 40 card deck. It's a 40 card deck.
It's a 40 card deck, and we trashed one of the combo pieces already.
Which one?
The Jupstad.
No, but I'm assuming she didn't res because she had double punitive.
So, no, I don't think that's why she didn't res.
Okay, we gotta look at the replay. She had 1 punitive in hand.
Right,
at the
right.
time.
But I
Yeah.
think actually, if we look at how many cards are drawn, that's not an unlikely outcome. Like this is the thing. Like you have to play.
Without saying bye. Classic Jeff move.
Why would you say bye? This.
Oh man.
We've said good game and everything.
No, we were talking, Lucille. How do you watch the replay?
We have to wait for them to leave the lobby,
Oh, she has to
or
leave?
for her to leave the lobby.
Yeah, okay. She may be playing a top deck second punitive, yeah, or like planogram into punitive. It's hard.
Right, but we're actually still dead on board to the line we took in certain situations, right? This is why I'm like, you have to choose your. I mean, the way this is also why I'm washed, but like to me, I would take an odds.
Yeah,
because
I hear you.
my opponent's taking an odds line too.
Okay, hold on. Camera move. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Lucille, good game. Pay no attention to my terrible 6 cards. It was an awful set. Okay, so Spin Doctor Doof was good.
Yep.
I forgot she'd be on 2, but it's fine.
We probably should have just run HQ again.
Yeah, we were thinking this is Rashida, but there's no way this is the Rashida, right?
Yeah,
we just wanted to touch a card.
Yeah, this is. I think you psyched me out into saying it was Rashida, and like we look really dumb if this gets blown up. But
we look silly if it's Rashida, but like she looks silly.
But like if we steal the re-education here, like it's actually the game is done.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's pretty good. But 1 and 5, I don't know. We just need to touch a card. Fuck, that's something. You're going way too fast for me.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to get through like
to the point.
I want. Well, the other thing is I want to be looking at this from the runner's perspective. So let's do that and see. It's not going to hide. I actually intentionally, if you go and look at any of my replays, I like put a box. I put a box over this and then try to not. Yeah, but like okay, so
we'll compartmentalize.
Yeah, we will compartmentalize here. So for like some cards seen, we feel like we find some good stuff. Putting some threats down. Here, there's a Jupstad remote, and now we go.
Join the game until the GTFO. Hey, Ian. Thanks.
Okay, so this is where we get the very lucky pinhole, and we wait because we're like, okay.
Yeah, we lose to this if we don't interact. For those who are watching at home, we'll explain what we're thinking. So just so we go over the combos, everyone knows. Re-education when you score it. If the corporation has at least as many cards in hand as we do, barring. Yeah, exactly. She can bottom her hand. She'll draw a new hand. It doesn't matter. And then we'll have no hand. And then the jupe stat is rezzed. I can't show you jupe stat right now, but it says when an agenda is scored here, core damage. So we go from 0 cards in hand to a flatline. That is the combo. So the only way to stop this is either make sure that she doesn't have 7 credits, which we didn't even realize. She can't score this. Did we realize that? She doesn't have money. Were we scared this turn?
I think we were scared this turn.
We pinholed on 5 credits?
Yeah.
We are winners. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, so like, and this part of me is also like, hey, if we just go and challenge this re-education this turn, right? Half the deck has been seen, has to be 2 punitives and YDLs, and
our money is close.
And our money is close, right? Now, admittedly, 5 is the number. Well, like when our money is close at 10, we are like 2x way safer than when our money is close at 5, right? Because it's actually at 5, it's irrelevant. I do think like just taking average odds fine here.
It's fine, but maybe we could have got her to invest a bit more.
Yeah, we could have probably seen another advance.
Yes. Yeah, we panicked on 5 cards. We should have made sure we didn't panic there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put something on top. We thought it's unlikely. A lot of the decks are on 2 Jupstad. More likely it's a Holloman. If it's a Holloman, we only lose if she's on Neurospike, which we know now she's not. But if it's a Neurospike line, we need to have we can't beat it. There's no tech in our deck. Stone Ship doesn't beat it. We have to watch out for that. So that's the next scare we're on right now. So how do we interact with that?
Oh no, yeah.
Because it beats Stone Ship.
Yeah.
So now what do? Now we think there's a small chance it's Jupstad. This is where we panic. This is where we make the run jack out.
Yes. And from my perspective, that seems a little bit silly because we're going to get very close in credit totals.
Yeah, Lucia, by the way, thank you for saying in the chat that you're changing. It's really easy to miss that. It's huge. So if we steal that, we don't die. We could die.
We could. So like it wasn't unreasonable, I think, because the fact that we do die to 2 punitives at this point.
Yes.
And so like maybe this jackout wasn't unreasonable.
Unless we top deck a Steel Skin, which at this point, Sudden Commandment, double puny is killed there. On this turn, yeah. On this turn, we die to a lot of things.
Yeah, I actually wonder if the line is supposed to actually just be like clicklessly dirty or not creditlessly dirty laundry R&D.
Yeah.
Or I guess archives, right?
Yeah.
And then, well, there's always going to be 2 on the runs. That's the whole deck. So maybe this is actually.
Because if she rezzed ice here, we can just, as long as she's below whatever 6 credits, 7 credits, we can walk away from this. The fact that she didn't res is the reason we walked away.
Yeah.
Because
And I
we
think we
can
just-
survive
we
it, though,
just
and then we
called it
top deck a
knowledge
steel
of
skin,
stuff.
which is
Yeah.
like we still lose the double punitive here.
Yeah, I think actually we're supposed to go and chase the Rashida this turn.
Yeah, I agree.
That was probably a mistake for us here.
Yes. So here we think it's Hollow Min, which makes sense for
Yeah,
education.
now we're pretty sure it's Hollow Man.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think we just kind of, oh yeah, this I accidentally double click draw twice.
Yeah, that was we probably still do something similar, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
it was a mistake.
I think actually this is maybe run Rashida, pitch.
Steel skin for cast. I don't think we want to show
Yeah.
steel skins.
I just don't think, yeah, I don't know how relevant steel skins are, but
You could have undone. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, we're just gonna play it out, but I appreciate that flexibility. Yeah, we also did mention we thought the Rashida might be a second agenda. I know I've seen other folks do that, where they
Mhm.
put a 3-point on the table and just say your thing's gonna Rashida, and then you'll die to double punitive out of nowhere.
yeah, that's fair.
Which, like, respect. It's a good play.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, yeah, and so it's like, but I guess at this point to me, like we're credit total even, but we are a little bit slow because now the Klevetnik's alive.
Klevetnik gets us so good.
Now that we find a single Amakua, then suddenly the game turns into a trivial one.
Yes, but then credits and cards in hand matter slightly more.
I don't think so,
Okay.
or at least I don't think if we draw it this turn, yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't do
If
us
we had it
anything,
earlier,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
Because we're in unknown mav. What was in archives at this point? I don't think we can see. We can't see.
can't
We
see
would
this.
have to trace through it. We're looking at agendas. Sorry, do you mind if I touch this? She discarded just a whack of ice and one send a message. There's one send a message in archives.
Yeah.
Which again, you don't want to be running archives because if she feeds you agendas on her terms, you often end up dying. You're back up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we played poorly on the Klevetnik. You can hide opponent's hand in Cyber Feeder if you want to hide unresed ice label. Oh, thank you, Rai. I think someone else said that in chat, but it's okay. It's good to know, though. Sam's been a load of ice. Unfinished sentence.
Yeah, I mean, so this probably should have been dirty laundry. The problem is there actually isn't a safe start of dirty laundry here.
No, not at all. I think RD is the safest.
Yeah.
But Klevetnik gets us. Why did we break it? Oh, I guess it was good that we did.
Yeah.
I guess it was good that we did. And here we called the Piranhas, so we just did undo. We did draw, and then we beat Piranhas. Because with Piranhas, she goes down to
Oh, that's
6.
true. Like it's only ping that would actually stop us in this entire deck now.
Sarievna we get through. We get through everything besides ping.
Yeah.
And some of them were on magnet. 1x magnet.
Sure.
I think we get through everything else, which is like I like the face check here. It's fine. The tag means that like she gets a tempo planogram, worst case, and like
But
whatever. Yeah, we have other problems than that.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting question of were we supposed to go for it? So actually, first mistake was actually playing the pinhole this turn.
We just chill. Just don't play an event.
We just don't play an event, and we credit up. We like draw, and like we'll have the dirty laundry to get going. Like we would basically be 3 cards deeper in our deck, which just makes things much better,
much easier. Yeah, it's like weird. Like we don't have hard tech into this matchup, and I think some people are hard teching into this, and I think you can hard tech the matchup, but like you can't get blown up. Like if she draws perfectly and just pushes the remote server and we draw not great, like we do die sometimes on turn 4, turn 5. There's nothing you can do about that besides getting really lucky. And you still have to be playing around punitive. That is like the thing that we saw at Cannats a lot is people just die to punitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to get everything to line up, and sometimes you don't have the money when you're breaking the remote server. It's hard.
Yeah, I think to some extent, like we were playing around both. Once we saw the jupe stod, we have to know that there's not a narrow spike. You can't be doing
somewhere on 1-1, but I think it's uncommon.
I think the 2 is much more common.
Yeah,
2 jupe stods much more common.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a cool list, but I've seen a fair bit of practice against it, which is fun to see the practice against it. Because there's like you are playing around more things than most games.
Yeah.
Like you actually do have to respect like 3 different things on
the
every
thing I
run.
don't like is like this was a game that was over. Like this was a long game for the Asmari list, and it was decided on turn 7 or 6.
I agree, but I think corporations know that playing this deck. It's just like playing super modernism Wayland.
The thing I disagree with was Super Modernism Wayland would still have like clever and fun stuff, and this is a deck that like if it hasn't won by turn 4 or 5, it's just not going to be like the game ceases to be interesting after that point.
I hear you. There's a chance Piranhas gets something, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. Yeah, I hear you. It's not my favorite kind of deck. I wouldn't play it. But obviously it does well in tournaments. It wins.
Yeah.
For sure. When does it full surprise, which I did once at regionals. In person, I conceded corpse side and DSS if we hit 40 minutes left in the round, so I could go play World Tree. Oh yeah. If you're in DSS, I would definitely consider conceding. If you're in a really bad spot and you want to conserve time, for sure. And that's not only this deck. There's a lot of decks where I'd rather not have to worry about this. My 2% win rate is not worth having 15 more minutes to play runner.
Yeah.
But it's not this deck. That's in general. Cool. What are we doing on time? 3? Do you want to do one more game?
Yeah, we can do it.
I want to respect your time because I know you're here with your family. Yeah. Do you want to vamp for a second? I'm just going to run to the restroom.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just try. I'm going to try just reloading the page and seeing if that...
Did you do control F5?
No.
That's like the hard one.
Okay.
I know the Smurf.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so we've got everyone's favorite Smurf. Oh, no, everyone's favorite Smurf has left the lobby. Last game was a 50-minute 50-minute runner side cramming into the world's fastest and most aggressive Mario game, where the correct line ended up being scoring out of Sam to force them to steal, not lose. Yeah, it's, man, there's been some things, like there's been a lot of stuff with time, and there's going to be an article about it. I want to, for next season, explore some options for making the time rules for Netrunner a little bit different. We've had the same time rules since like 2014 or so, and I kind of suspect that it might be time for them to be updated. All right, we've got another ob. This is actually a pretty good hand because we get to go Patchwork, Strike Fun, Dirty Laundry. And we'll just figure out the draw from there. Oh yeah, I am way less friendly than Andre. Yeah, he's gonna be so mad when he comes back and I'm like, oh, I'm already in the game. I decided instead of vamping, I was just gonna start playing, and not be with his signature politeness. So let's, yeah. Oh, this is now an interesting line where one of these could be a spin doctor. But you know what? We're just gonna YOLO it. Svidagor. Let's not lose to a Rashida. A second Svidagor. We'll wait till we get bones. And then we're just gonna draw a card here. Wow, that's fast. So instead of vamping, I just started playing.
Oh, that's fine. No, I expected that.
And I also forgot to say, I think I just said hello. I didn't say GLHF. I did none of your normal politeness. So you'll have to go and find Dryard after this game and apologize to him specifically.
I'm so sorry. Catchery is very cute. It is very cute. However, in the summer when the air conditioner's on, she doesn't touch it. Yeah.
We did have a nice opening hand of Patchwork and Dirty Laundry with a Strike Fund in it.
That was the Boston to Andre's game. That's a no GLHF, huh? Is adding turns substantially different than just adding a couple minutes to the clock? I think I missed the discussion, Lucas.
I think it is, because in my experience, having played, we're just singling HQ here, if they're going to bother to ice it.
Surveyor eats a Patrick. Did they Svi anything or no?
They Svi to Svi.
Oh, cool. Unresed.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
I like just having the knowledge here. We're just gonna draw.
People hardcore tank in the final turns. The OP policy says that you can only take a minute on your turn in the last turn of the game. I'm a bit. I know when I was doing NANPC, I was a bit generous with that. I know what certain turns take a while. Yeah, but if you're sitting there for 6 minutes and like tanking, I will warn the hell out of you.
Yeah, we could have run archives to see a card there, but I think that's okay. We can flip back and forth because this is a
Did you click
slow
for
start.
credit? Oh, we're flipped. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
After is the same cost as GameCube. Actually painful. The face check on both those cards are really good.
Yeah, I know that archives is the Zvidagor here. It would just be to stay flipped.
Yeah. I think the number of board states that are even, but if time is called on the runner's turn, the corp cannot win is pretty rough. Oh, you're talking about the last turn of the game stuff?
Yeah, yeah. But so what I was gonna say is, like, when I run events with 35 minutes and 40 minutes and 45 minutes, the number of games that finish the number of games that finish in those 35 to 45 minutes, like the 35 to 40, I see like almost half of the games,
Yeah.
if it was like a 12 table event, it would usually be 8 tables would be done in 35.
Yeah.
Another 2 tables finish in 40, and then the 2 tables have like the remaining 2 tables have like a 50-50 chance of being done in 45.
Yeah.
Like another 5 minutes. Like, it's just the way. So to me, there is something of a difference of like, we have to put a cap on at some point, and it's not clear to me that the return on like just adding another 5 minutes, another 5 minutes, another 5 minutes just doesn't get.
Do you
there.
steal skin for draw here to see if we can get some? Because we already have patchwork. Like if we get a bones, we get a dirty.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think we just play it. I think we just play it. We're gonna get a cheaper thing down, like a Miss Bones for free.
Yeah, Miss Bones. We don't get to. Oh,
we could have saved a credit.
Yeah, we could have saved ourselves a credit here, but I think that's all right.
I think you trash Svi after you trash this.
Okay, I think that's probably.
Oh no, trash it for 3 because then they have nothing to trash. I think trash Afshar for 4 credits.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking.
I think 40. Yes, 40 felt good for what it's worth, and this is not learnable. Is Montreal and NANPC, we were ahead of schedule in the morning, so we were meant to have lunch at like 2:30, 3:30.
Oh, yeah,
we went to lunch at 2.
Very casual with lunch.
I made lunch 15 minutes longer. I think I heard from people that was appreciated, and then we still ended on time.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we were meant to end at 6:30. We ended at 6:35, 6:40 after prizes. But yeah, we were on time, so we gave a 15-minute longer lunch, which was good. Yeah, the long lunch was appreciated. Yeah, for us too, because we were doing prize support stuff. Okay.
So now we're gonna try and price into the crew. Yeah, Stargate's like definitely a thing, but
yeah, it doesn't show us what you have to look in the bin. It doesn't say in the log.
Oh, yeah. So price Devil Charm, daily cast, Steel Skin.
So we can do Charm Kua and we get through it.
Yeah.
Border control.
That seems reasonable enough. And if it is the border control, we actually
fire.
What we do is we charm. Oh no, we can't Amakua run the Z, not trash it, and then go.
We can do Amakua run server 5 and then last click Dirty Laundry Svi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a 40, but where the timer gets started only like 60 seconds after pairing and posted a lot of people. Oh, they're like, I've heard Eric runs like a really tight ship starting rounds before people are sitting down. I want to make sure everyone will sit down before we start it.
I am going to warn people, 4 worlds, we don't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be closer to Eric's style of, oh, shit.
Do we break it? Do we force a pop?
No, I don't think we do. Sorry.
It's the microphone, right?
Yeah, it's the microphone.
Eric warned ahead of time. Yeah, Eric runs a tight ship, but he was also doing like 10 rounds at Cascadia.
Yeah,
which is I think over the recommendation.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna Worlds is gonna be a tight ship, and it's probably gonna be like
Laundry Svi. I think we forced this. This is gonna be like a what's it called? I guess we don't care about Eminent too much in this deck.
Yeah, that's basically like they're gonna have to spend at minimum 3 credit. They're gonna go down to 2, right?
Cascadia was 9. I thought it was 10.
Oh, okay. Maybe Cascadia did go down to 9. That's good.
NPC dumpling time was so good. Yeah, I heard. Oh yeah. Also thanks. Folks got me dumplings and Maddie dumplings.
Yeah, like if this is Eminent to score Archer, putting it on server 1, we could just install Stargate.
They're 1 credit short of Tucana too, which is good.
No, they could res the Tucana.
Oh, it's 2. Yeah, never mind. I'm so used to my virus for 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think SSS going above the recommended rounds is a bigger problem than it seems at first. I like part of me wanted to do 8 rounds just because it's an even number.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is not us F. So if we lose Stargate, it's a little bit unfortunate for us, but I think that's okay in general.
Yeah, can you tell Chris to bill me for dumplings because it's not in the Splitwise?
Oh yeah, I didn't get the bill from Chris for dumplings either.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a very silly looking diversion into trashing the Maryland.
That is, yeah, but won't they just duck? Oh, it's not a Malapert, so it's not a Hollow Man.
It could be a Tucana, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather them show me what it is.
But now we're touching with Amakua. Then what do we do? I think we want the Amakua counter.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
it
want
has
to
to
do.
be. It has to be an upgrade.
Yeah, we're assuming it's a Mav.
Well, we'll just go touch it later.
But we could have Duked next turn. It'd been so good.
No, because he'd be in extract range.
Maybe. What do we know about the hand?
Nothing. So we're gonna go there last click.
Oh no, they have no money. I'm so like scared of going down to no cards in hand. We have to.
Yeah.
Where's the second one? Unaccounted for?
Unaccounted for.
Okay. I'm also not the biggest fan of odd number SSS rounds. I don't think it was a problem, but like you wish it wasn't that way. Dumplings. I said this in French. The word for dumplings is ravioli. That's the only word for anything that's wrapped in.
Wow, that's an incredible draw.
That's really good. Just don't die to ICF.
We're gonna. It's just wait. Was it server 8 and no? It's
Yeah,
draw
7-8.
Yeah. So we're gonna. Okay, spin doctor.
Yeah.
It's gonna get popped here.
You think you prefer it because the top players can always get paired last round without side balance problems?
Yeah, I think that was an interesting thing that someone pointed out to me.
Oh, I don't think I understand unless it's spelled out. Round 2 is really weird. I'd run server 8, yeah. Round 2 was really strange. And NPC, there was a lot of imbalances. Like table 3 was playing table like 9. It was just because.
Yeah.
Oh, this seems like an older list then.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually want to try. Yeah, this is.
Well,
I agree, but like this is not a board state where
I know.
Go after
as much as we've been like being obnoxious about trashing hearts and minds, this is not it.
Yeah, and this is a turn where next turn we're gonna get our the biggest thing we actually need is an Earthrise right now.
Yes, yeah, we just need card draw. We can crack the server.
Yep.
Another missed bones would be okay.
Another missed bones would be wonderful, but
and Boston's are called peaking ravioli. There's no way. So you just need to stop a Rashida, otherwise they have nothing going for them.
Yeah.
God, free card draw from Hosh. It's not free.
It's free. It's so free.
Yeah.
This is gamble.
Don't we draw for Strike Fund always?
Yeah.
Last round was even with the only 2 players on one loss, and then Izzy just writes oiling. Because Alex, you got paired down really drastically in round 2. Last round couldn't play SOS siding. Oh yeah. There's a problem with the pairing heuristic though. Okay, we need to get rid of that. So we're sticking to Cali testing.
Yeah. Okay.
We probably should trash that.
Yeah. I think we can just
still draw.
Can we pitch a charm here? I think we can pitch one.
Do we run HQ? They iced it.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're gonna be on 3 cards next turn, which means we can still play Sure Gamble.
Oh yeah, that's true. And we'll get and we can also hit a price. Yeah. HQ seems fine here.
Typing this is hard. Don't judge me. No, we're not judging. All right.
Okay.
They do credit extract, and they just extract hearts and minds, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we trash hearts and minds? Are we learning always to trash hearts?
No, because now they don't.
I know, now they can't do it.
Yeah, so now we go and trash it.
That's really funny. We still do 6 rounds without really enough players for that. Oh, with 24 players? Yeah.
Here, I think Cali testing is. I don't think the card's that good in op. And
I keep losing to it though. But that's a me problem.
Yeah.
I think the card's good. It's like really flexible. Like Cali into Holloman is kind of hella cool.
Cali into Holloman's a good play, but it's like, oh, I'm spending 6 influence for this play.
Cali into Tucana is kind of good.
Again, yes, but again, that's I'm already winning because I'm keeping a Cali in the server.
It's like the Cali or Seamless argument.
Yeah.
But I do think Cali got better since the last set because of Holloman.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna do an extract. We have a money issue. We might not have a money issue.
Yeah.
So do we always start with gamble? How many strike funds have we played so far? Like, is Price gonna give us money?
No.
Guitarl. All of them are gone. All steel skins. We have 1 left.
Yeah. So I think this is a gamble throwing out a charm.
Yeah, I think so. And then we price for bones?
Yes. Ice Carver is fine. Oh, Earthrise is better though, yeah. We're gonna.
We have to check both of them, otherwise we lose to Hearts and Minds in some weird ways.
No, we check one of them and then trash Hearts and Minds.
I think Rashida sneaking through is really bad, but why wouldn't they put it behind border control?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Maryland. They can't res it.
I don't want the. I want to also deny the extract value here.
Yeah. And we can still sure gamble next turn.
Yep.
It'll be a bit of a struggle because we'll be on 2.
We'll make it work. We'll just draw a Dirty Laundry, which we have one of, I think.
No.
Okay. Sounds to be a little tight.
We probably have to labor it soon.
Yeah.
I'll extract the Spin Doctor for sure. Right? Credit card extract? Or do they get rid of the border control when we're on Amakua? They're flooded. Like the Spin Doctor is really good for them. Imagine server 9 was the 3rd Hearts and Minds. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just gonna be like credit gamble, hope.
What do you think about this deck and mining accident?
I think it's too cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they have an extract. Okay.
Credit. Gamble. Let's pitch the steel skin here.
Yeah, you have to click Patrick. You missed. That's good.
Yeah.
Run 5, run 11.
Yeah, I think that's probably the correct order.
Or
here.
we might have to run 5 twice. And then we have to double charm it, I think.
We don't have the crew down yet, which is definitely hurting a little bit. Hollow Man, I can stay.
Yeah, we don't care about
that. If server 11 is Rashida, we'll be a little sad. So we do probably need to go and trash it.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, we can trash this. We'll again have to click for a credit and gamble.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Patchwork is the least useful card in our hand. Yeah, I think we need to be running HQ here.
As a volunteer at Worlds, which playmat?
The options are Hearts and Minds and Coalescence.
Yep.
Coalescence. Ah, shit. That's actually a hard choice.
It's a hard choice. NSG has made a hard choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very hard choice.
Yeah. I want Coalescence. But I don't... Medium. I feel medium about it.
Yeah. I genuinely, I think I'm going to see which one prints better.
Oh.
And I don't know which one's going to print better.
The volunteer form, Jeff, is due by September 6th.
Oh, that's true. That's true. If only I was the head of OP or something, so I didn't have to make these hard choices. No, actually, I have to put the order in, so I probably have to figure that out really soon.
Yeah, it was about even in the volunteer form when I filled it out.
Oh, you could see it?
Yeah, you see everyone's like.
That's very funny.
Choice, yeah.
I don't know why that's.
What are the options? Coalescence and Hearts and Minds.
I did have someone actually ping me after the article being like, hey, do you need judges for this day, for a particular day? Because I want the...
The price board's really good. All right, they re-iced HQ, which makes me think that he definitely has agendas in there.
Yeah.
The face downs and archives, I forget where they're from. One of them is a Sphy. It'd be no question. I don't think it's no question. I think there's a question. We want a DJ. We haven't lost it yet, right? No.
No.
Afshar. So funny. We have to use that on that, but okay.
I mean, we're pretty sure there's points in here.
Yeah,
so
100% there's points in here. There's also border control.
There's also border control, but that's all right. We're going to see 3 of our cards next turn.
Melandrijim's World Champ and Startup is Tucana, and I think Tucana might be my favorite out of all the options there.
Yeah. Hey, great to see that you got your travel plan set for World Lock the Most.
Yo, let's go.
I do think at a certain point we can... Well,
Just
actually,
draw
we'll find the
bones
bones,
here.
yeah.
Fuck.
I'm going to run HQ here, I think.
So what's the rest of the turn, though?
It's going to be something like pitch the Earthrise to
For
install a daily cast.
Yeah. Do we get a leech down first or no? I don't think it's,
Oh.
I think it's maybe a bit too expensive.
No, because getting the SDS is good.
Yeah. What's do we lose to on the table? They might actually have 2 agendas. They might put an agenda on the table. Okay. Eminent.
I don't...
Of course. Well, like we have to make sure an Eminent doesn't go through.
Why? We have Charm Crew here.
Ah, that's true.
Like, it's okay to get... I'm like... Generally, like, it's okay to give up a little. We have to, like, you have to give up some stuff.
I would have checked the table instead of the second HQ run.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Can you tell Rome to book his flights? Patrick, what are you doing? Book your flight. It's a far flight. Yeah, I think if we trash
Yeah.
Rashida, we're happy. 13, whatever.
Yeah, I guess it has to have been the Rashida.
Yeah, we haven't seen them.
Yeah,
Even a
that's what I was
Maryland's
saying.
like interesting.
Yeah. I'm not like too upset. I think we're still in a fine position because we can still just
Yes,
cruise
but if we
counter.
don't get our value loop in, we're gonna be ground.
Yeah,
This is another op list where like they have 22 cards in R&D and nothing's happened.
yeah. I mean, we've got. That's why I was running HU
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're so like
I think
there
we
has
got
to be
unlucky.
points.
Yes.
There have to be points live in the sports day, and maybe we need to run archives here. We can actually. Part of me wants to pinhole and kill the spin doctor if they don't pop it, and then if they do pop it, then we get the
Yeah, the hollow.
hollow.
We don't have 13. We don't have 14. 13 is very likely to be powers, which we
Yeah.
probably should respect if we're trashing ice. I think we have to respect 13, 14 for powers.
I don't. Yeah.
It could be an archer. We're okay unless it's archer Mav. The list is on one Mav. If this is the list I think they're playing.
Yeah. I really wish we had bones. I
Yeah,
wish
bones in next 3.
Yeah, we're out of econ events, which is a problem. So we are going to have to just
we have to break HQ for
labor
DJ.
rights for stuff.
If we labor rights, we know we trash bones.
Yeah.
Do we have another price in the top 3? Like if we have a price, we have a 2 and 3 chance to draw bones.
No. We're actually out of most of our tools.
Yeah.
All of our econ's gone.
No econ left.
So what's left in the deck? It's 1 leech, 1 earthrise.
Yeah.
And then 1 bones.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just labor rights this.
I think we want the bones.
I don't think the bones is that good.
12 credit econ card with patchwork. When they're doing this, like we just keep their board down. They can't win in the remote.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean we can just run this remote, right? And then we run server. Maybe that's just the plan. You just run server 5, run server 14.
But if we run server 5 and break the border control, we're not gonna have enough money to trash 13 and 14 if they can keep us out.
Okay. I don't know.
Thinking. Like it's a 1 in 3 chance of top deck bones. Why is Oshiko here but not on the table? Yeah.
Because like to me that's not like probably run server 5.
It's expensive.
Well, you can let them have credit now.
Sorry? Yeah, we can let them have the credit. You don't need crew charm? No, we would just run this with Amakua. If they purge my virus, they purge my virus.
Yeah.
Like it's fine if they purge us into boarding control.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
To me, this is so this is what the idea behind the pinholes that we can probably get 2 for 1 here.
Joe, we tried to put on previews because Hosh isn't loading, and apparently the fancy Hosh is loading, but not for us.
Because like part of what we actually need is just to get our econ back, and so I'm like, we have to spend. I guess we have 6 credits on the daily cast, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we give them 1 here. Puts us to 2. We can throw in Holloman. They crack a boarding control. Like they have agendas in hand. They have agendas in R&D, maybe in archives.
Yeah, I think it's we spend 1 here, then we run the spin doctor, then we run back because there's actually they have to like have a virus to keep us out twice.
Yeah, nothing keeps us out.
We could even just put the devil charm down. We'll get in a second.
Oh, they're resing Mav. Mav was 13, so that takes the server out. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Maryland, fine.
It's not ideal, but it's fine.
Okay.
So we can now just
R&D or we run archives.
Yeah, we run archives.
Wait, but there's a Mav in there. It doesn't
we
matter.
still get the Amakua counter. That's what matters, and we maybe get the spin doctor popped, which also matters.
No.
Okay, interesting.
What's in there? Ice wall,
sandstone, Svitigor.
So there's a bunch of 3s out already.
Yeah. Okay, so we actually don't get into. Yeah, we don't actually get this server now, but we make.
Do we have to do with the Holloman? Like pinhole the Holloman?
I would rather be going for econ here.
Well, what's the if an Azef gets hit and we lose 2 cards in hand? How bad is that for us?
If it hits the labor rights and the DJ, we're in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah.
We could just put the DJ down and that solves that problem.
And then we get to use patchwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Let's draw because we think that it's high likelihood of being a dead draw. Yeah.
They've opt this turn. Oh yeah, they've opt this turn.
Oh right. So we can run the remote. Yeah.
Huh.
It is going to cost them 6 to score with the Hollow Man, or 7 to score with the Hollow Man
But
here.
they might not.
Yeah, they might just do it.
Yeah.
Oh! I was like actually thinking about that as the blow up, but that's
so bad.
no, that's fine because we'll just labor rights it, and we spent 1 credit on that.
I know, but like we could have run it. It would have been free.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Mistbone, so it's not a hard. What's it called? Which is really good.
Yeah.
Powers. So we don't know what 14 is.
This is the pinhole. We'll run server.
You start with Spin Doctor first, so they can't
Oh
trash
yeah,
the stuff
yeah,
back.
yeah. Oops.
Do we care for 14? I don't think we care for 14.
They
They didn't res it. What could it be?
could be Hearts and Minds. It might be the 3rd Hearts and Minds.
They would have resed it for that. They would have got a free counter.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's kind of why I want it. I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe they misplayed and forgot to res something. I don't know what it'd be. Maybe another Mav, but I don't think so. So what's the last card we're gonna be drawing next turn?
Nothing helpful. So we're gonna labor rights now.
Okay.
I think we actually need to get the infinite buffer drive going here. To me, this is like a buffer drive, labor rights,
Yeah.
and then like a strike fund.
We need to get crew charm. Oh no, we lost Steve. Yeah. Yeah, getting Stargate back seems good.
I'm playing that we're gonna labor rights on like consecutive turns here,
Yeah.
basically.
Cool. So we get blown up by 14, but we don't have a good read on what 14 could be. If it was a Hearts and Minds, they probably would have rezzed it. If it's a wall to wall, they probably would have rezzed it. Maybe not wall to wall. They have to have agendas in hand because Spin Doctor saved nothing.
Yeah.
And we're 28 cards into the deck.
Yeah. I guess it could be a second Mavirus.
Yeah. Which is like,
Yeah.
we'll touch it, but not huge. And anything that goes into server 5, we have to deal with it. Worst case, we can labor rights a pinhole because we know they have Hollowman. The thing is, like, if it's Hollowman and we don't deal with the Mav, they can Mav back the Hollowman, but they need a Spin Doctor in the middle there. This might actually be on Vlad Grid still, because one of the old versions was on Vlad Grid. But no, if it's on Cali testing, it's not on Vlad Grid.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say server 5 is the challenging line here.
So Svi wins the game for them if that's a 5-3.
It's an annoying draw. I wanted the buffer probably, but I think we can just run R&D, install crew, run. No, that doesn't work. I guess just run server 5 first click.
Yeah. I think we don't give them a credit.
The
yeah, strike fund in hand, we can't give them the credit.
You're right.
They actually are running out of 3 costers. The deck's on 2 Afshar, 2 Sandstone, I think. It has like a weird ice suite because it has 2 archers in it.
Oh, right. It does have a second Sandstone, but okay, they're just letting us have it. Yep.
Seems good.
That seems fine.
Okay, we could have lost. That's a good check. They might sneak out here, but
yeah. That actually I don't want to live.
Yeah. So now we win with Stargate usually.
Yes, I'm going to
draw and patchwork down something with Strike Fund. Probably the buffer drive, but
so,
it won't trigger.
Yeah, well, but that's okay because we can just labor rights to get put
yeah.
1 back, and we have enough installables, and we'll have stuff.
Or do we show crew instead of buffer drive? I don't think it matters. I honestly don't think we need the buffer drive. I think we win sooner than that. We just labor rights back Steve. I don't think we need the buffer drive, but I could be wrong. I'm not a good buffer drive gamer.
I like the buffer drive because it lets us keep putting stuff back in. It doesn't let us put stuff back in this turn is the problem.
Yeah.
But I think actually maybe we...
If you draw, we lose the host draw. So maybe we just
fair.
strike fund crew down.
Yeah, maybe that's right. And then like install charm.
Are they going to dig for Audacity? If they do, they don't win. Credit, you can't draw it. You could run actually. Running's pretty good. R&D, no. I mean HQ, no. I would run R&D.
Oh right, because that could be the archer on R&D. Yeah.
Do we know what 14 is?
No, we still haven't checked it. We could check it.
That's a good draw for them.
Yeah, maybe this buffer drive wasn't right, but I don't know. I think next term is...
Like we're in striking distance. If the buffer drive is a Stargate.
Yeah. I mean, we can just labor rights for Stargate Steve and
Yeah.
and
I
then
think
I
that's
might
the
actually do a
fork.
price then. But
I could see it.
we could. There's a lot of options though. Even a doof is maybe worth thinking about, especially now they've extracted the archer that was on HQ.
Okay.
Okay.
Stargate respect. They're not pushing the game forward. They have an agenda in hand.
Yeah.
Can we
So
beat Stem Strong Stavka? We do by trashing our programs. Also, Aquaceris and Devil Charm beat 8 strength.
Yep.
This deck also, if it's on Archer, usually is not on Stavka.
Yeah, I actually think you should be on both. But
yeah, I agree. Especially for an Afron. But this one isn't. Shouldn't be.
Okay, so we definitely need a DJ. We have no other way to get back to Stargate.
No.
I'm trying to think what
Strike Fund for Infinites?
Yeah, I mean we can also DJ.
Oh yeah, we'll DJ it.
So I'm just trying to think if there's something
Steel Skin?
better.
Because we can clicklessly install something and draw our whole deck.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So now you can get the buffer drive down.
Yep.
Like we're not in a rush because they're not in a rush.
Yep. Yeah, we'll just not actually flip this turn, I think. I was about to click to draw because I'm poisoned.
I wanted to. Credit. Oh, get the charm down. Whatever. Don't lose the dots you have. Okay. The new team list plays one Stavka. I can't remember the Cal testing one does. The one that plays one Stavka, I don't believe plays Hearts and Minds. It's a Hearts and Minds. That's fine. They're going to extract that. But I might be wrong about that. Would you ever labor rights for just one card to make sure you draw it immediately? With strike,
yes, I've done that.
Yes. I think with Steel Skin, you don't really have to if you have installables you want in your hand, but it's up to you. So you can. Especially if it's like I have to win this turn.
Yeah. This might actually be pitch the crew to install DJ.
Hearts and Minds can advance anything, right? Yeah, doesn't have to be advanceable.
No.
Yeah.
The move.
Oh, you
is
can
anything.
advance. Okay, so we know that has to be a cat.
Oh, that's true.
That's good information. Okay, 5 and 17 both matter.
I'm just trying to think here. I mean, we can just run server 5, click 1.
Yeah, they can get credit.
Yeah.
Oh, Ice Wall 2. Yeah, that's probably it. List isn't on Horden. Get snared. We'll be fine. Terrence, mind you, was playing. You see the one snare in his YDL Corp deck. Terrence, did the snare do anything in the day?
No, his right upset did nothing.
Okay.
This wall to wall can live.
That's fine. Extract is still in hand, so that could get a Spin Doctor. Usually that gets trashed.
Yeah, I think. Actually, no. So amusingly, the Hearts and Minds still doesn't matter here.
No. So like either we get Fenris run HQ and blow the ice and get a card back, or
well, the problem is that we can't Fenris and run HQ this turn unless we throw out the crew, because crew costs 2 credits to use.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Oh, but this is actually, you know what? This is why we like buffer drive, because now I get to install this,
so we can draw
and put crew on the bottom of the deck, and so now I don't actually lose the crew.
Yeah.
And now I can.
But now you died as you have Audacity. You got to draw.
Remember that Steve's going to trigger?
I thought you were just clinging for credit. I didn't think you were running HQ here. This is bad if it's a boarding control. It's really bad if it's a boarding control. We lose if it's a boarding control.
If it's a boarding control into Audacity as F, yes.
Or a boarding control into Cali testing. Well, it depends what 3 costs they have a value.
Well, we know that this is not a Cali testing.
No, but they trash the boarding control. They can get a 3-coster, which could be the Cali testing. And then we'd lose to that as well.
Oh, they cannot just trash the border control for fun.
No, the border control in HQ. If they crack the border control, we have fewer card.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. We probably win on this axis, though. It's very likely we win here. We know 1 extract. I think that's all we know.
So now it's going to be. I am going to take strike funds. Yeah.
And now we don't lose Hosh. Oh, that's good to know. So we know extract. We know border control. If we trash the Hearts of Mine, walls will get better.
I don't understand using charm there because I can't take the tag and it's not strength 0.
We could have bounced. But then we died as F Audacity. Yeah, I think we have to.
I want HQ to be soft.
Yeah. Because now they border control HQ, then they can't win.
Yeah, it's like, yes, we don't have a way to get the Devil Charm back, but that's okay, we can like we might actually like show a leech at some point.
Yes.
I don't think we actually have to go into R&D. I guess actually now that this is advanceable, we know it's not Archer, so we're actually pretty fine.
Oh, this is good for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Radish, thanks so much for joining. I hit Infinite, and I think a bunch of it just playing in the Alliance feels really good. Glad you've been enjoying it.
I'm gonna.
Could you break Afshare with Turtle that turn? Yes.
Yes, I could, but I actually wanted to
You
get
want to
rid
open
of
it? Yeah.
So we get 2 from Strike Fund, and then we put Strike Fund on the bottom. Then we run HQ. I might actually just grab Leech.
I'm still worried. We need to keep 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, we're not gonna install the leeches this turn.
Playing SS mostly. Yes, I have been, but now I'm playing discard. Like that's the weird thing is once you make Infinite, I have no good reason to play anything competitive, so I'm just like goofing around, and I don't care about my wins, which is weird.
This is maybe a Spin Doctor. Powers.
They have an Extract, they have Descent, they have Border Control in hand. They're going to build a remote server.
Oh, you know what? This lets us get Backbones next turn.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that.
See? Can't trash.
That's fine if it's SV and we can't trash.
Oh,
but
that's good.
Trash.
How do they not have the Genesis in hand? We've been missing them.
Yeah. I mean, this is on 2 SDS, so like it's got some lower density, but yeah, we've been missing, and that's okay.
Joe's asking if you bottom Strike Fund before triggering it. You're correct. It does not fire. You always have to take the money first and then put it on the bottom. I don't think that's just Jaina. I think that's how the game works.
Yeah, that is in fact how the game works.
Yeah. Radish, what have you been playing? Already denser than osmium. That's very funny. Now we did let the kettle on R&D get really big, which means we'd have to crew charm it, which means we can't.
But we could just pay 1 to get through it.
So true.
Yeah, this is why Amaku is sick.
Yeah, Amaku's a good one.
Amaku is a good card, it turns out.
Uh-oh. They're adasting?
Yep.
We're going to lose 2 cards in hand.
And they're going to get a Spin Doctor.
Oh, Eminent, fine.
They're going to get an Archer, and it's going to be fine. We're going to put an Archer on HQ.
Wait, how do we beat Archer on HQ?
We don't really.
We just run R&D, run Archives, win.
Yeah.
Runs when we run Archives, we purge ourselves. So we run R&D and assume that's the cat we break for 1.
Yeah, I mean, also, we can actually just get up to 6 strength by just running server 14 and not doing anything.
Yeah, but we have no reason to run HQ this turn.
Yeah.
Like, I think we just want to crew it with Leech. So I think we do Leech, run R&D. We need a Strike Fund to Leech, though.
You don't want to Stargate? Because we could credit
Stargate wins the game a lot.
And just win.
Yeah, just win. Just win. Can we not bounce to the Hearts of Mind? We can, but we have no reason to get to HQ.
Technically, you can actually Stargate there without having to click for a credit
Yeah,
first,
100%.
But I'm not going to fight that battle on JNet randoms when we probably are winning anyway.
Yeah, the rules on Patchwork are anything that you think is cool works. The only thing that you can't do is you can't have a card in hand that you're going to play with Steelskin, Patchwork the Steelskin, and play a card you drew off the Steelskin. That's the only thing you can't do.
Oh, this is actually an Ice Wall. That's very funny.
Better.
It's going to keep getting bigger. It's going to eventually be a problem when Dryad purges because there is a virus in the bin.
Yeah.
But it does not matter.
Got Infinite Arisham Loki, but I've been grinding Conquest as Chew, Darkhawk, Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is so much fun. Good game. 36 minutes. Let's go.
Turns.
Thanks for the game. It's fun. You do have to reactively play your the deck that you draw, and then managing the recursion at the end is good. Do you know how many of your games at NANPC went to the like end game grind versus not? I'm imagining most do.
I think about half went to like full end game, like all labor rights gone, just pure DJ stuff.
Oh, they were very nice. Yeah. Do you think you do 3 labor rates?
No, I think I would go. I'm gonna like after this go to Jonas and go like teach me how to actually play this deck.
Yeah. I'm interesting because like one of the lines that shows up that I'm not convinced is either terrible or not terrible is tempo labor rights.
Yeah, I did some tempo
because it's not bad.
They were good.
The chance you hitting either Strike Fund or Steelskin, obviously it's a cantrip. Like it doesn't feel terrible in a lot of board states. But then if you get to the late game and you need it, I think that's the thing you only do if you have 3 labor rights easily.
No, I was doing with 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Arts and Minds did something. It turned off the wall to wall. Yeah, I know. We hit it.
That is why I was like, okay, it's fine. It can stay.
Yeah, we did have to trash the other ones though. It is really important, but here it can stay for sure because then wall to wall gets better.
Yeah. We were actually going to be in danger if we didn't hit an OSF there because opponent could have purged and we'd be in some real trouble.
But like, look at this. They didn't Audacity any agendas.
Yeah.
So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's
7
7
points
points
and
and
11
11
cards.
cards.
Yeah, like we've hit this like 3 in all of our games today where the
Yeah.
corp does not draw any agendas, and we're still either winning or getting close to winning, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, so the grinder situation does come there. And I mean grinder is in like the late game in which we run out miss bones and they can overcome our acid trashing, but it gets there. Hey, Masisi, I do tempo lab rights a fair amount. You don't need infinite crew late game if you just tempo instead of faster. Yeah, that's what I've been
Yeah.
finding too. But I think the decks that I tempo labor rights are also on
More tempo plans.
Banhar.
Oh.
So I feel like my resources are taxed out in a different way. As opposed to like specific resources. Good games.
Yeah, good games.
It's a fun deck.
It's a very
really
fun deck. I think it's quite good. If people want to like for Corp, I'll publish this shortly, but it really is, it was Jai's continental list. So it had 2 Maviruses, 2 Hollowmans, 2
the Asa list.
Asa list,
Yeah,
2 Powers That Be, 3 Spin Doctors. I think that's the 15 influence. And then the one other change, or I think the only change was dropping a hedge fund for a tranquility. I think, and then I swapped some. I think I like swapped out a magnet for an Ancel, or no, I swapped out a magnet for an MIC, which
I like MIC.
Yeah, I like MIC. I'm a little questionable on it. It did stuff some games, and it was too big to res some other games.
A lot of the breaker suites that we're actually seeing out of like Lat have Unity as their weak spot.
Yeah.
However, they play Palangi. So it's hard. I think Phaserum is not as presented as you might imagine it to be. So I don't mind MIC.
Yeah, no, I MIC, like, it actually might be a thing where I actually should have had 2 MICs and no Ancels.
Yeah,
and that might
because
have served me
Revolver is
better.
much more common, I think.
Yeah.
Revolver
and
like, eats it.
And like Revolver in practice does not get taxed out.
No. Unless you can tax out the recursion other ways. This is going to show up in the stream, and it's the funniest thing, and Paul messaged me after about it, because he's like, I don't know if it looks silly. There's a game in which you biotic labor out an agenda, and top table with open deck lists, and it's so funny. And Paul, like, as a reaction, because he knows to do this, said, like, hey, hold on, as into threaten Clot, and Jeff really confidently says, I have your deck list, you don't have Clot. To which Paul laughed. Yeah, I guess you're right. And then you just score it out. But it's, like, so good that it's an ingrained instinct to be like, hold on, because he had access to like simulchip SMC, and then you're like, you don't have Claude in your list. You're like, oh yeah, right. It's so funny.
Yeah, that was I was very frustrated because he had singled the Ikoa that was my actual winning line for that game. And I'm just like, no, I'm gonna score and like try and figure out. I was so dead that game. It was
rough. It was a good game though to watch though. And shout out to the live stream of it. Jeff, what do you think about it's hidden Ben's NANPC Philly list? That's an op list, I take it.
Yeah.
Did
Ben and I
Ben
look at
publish
Yeah, they did publish it. I'm not wild about it. I think it's fine. I think it was. I just don't kind of believe in op right now.
I don't either, but I haven't been playing it.
Yeah, I do not like the seamless launch is good. The Arella is like a thing I get why it's in the list, but I don't think it's I just can't struggle to believe that does more than a Manic Arm does. Yeah, it's like the Arella looks very sus. The Trojan Horse seems downright bad to me.
This is cool. 3 Stavka?
Yeah, I've been on 3 Stavka forever.
Very good.
Because I was on 2 forever, and then people are like, oh, I need to know what the 2 are, and it's like, okay, so then you go to the 3, and then they have to track all 3.
And a really cool thing, like Beeblem, obviously they're very good at op, and so like what I really respect out of the best op players is tempo using Stavka to rearrange your board state, not for an immediate play, but for like a 2-turn play. Yeah. Like I think watching Jack made at Worlds last year, where they're like Stavkaing Ice Walls to get Spin Doctors back, like just doing weird tempo crimes.
Yeah. The reason there's not a lot of half run is Philly NANPC was like 2 months ago, and
a month ago.
And so there was a lot more. I mean, like World Tree was the thing people were expecting, and you're just not going to half run Stavka a World Tree deck in a meaningful way.
Yeah, silent chips everywhere.
Like there was just a lot more. There was a lot of silent chips in the meta, and like there are a lot of silent chips in the meta still.
Yeah.
And so the Stavka is much more of a tempo thing, and so you just can't half run. The half run lock is so minimal right now. Now it's funny. I think at this event, everyone was like part of the reason. Also, I think is that Beeblem and some of the people they were testing with were playing a lot of kit, And so for them to land the Stavka against
Oh, it's
Kit,
really good.
you have to get a second ice outside of the Stavka to even make it work.
If it lands, it's good though.
If it lands, it's
Yeah.
good. But then they have it resets.
It doesn't block Viserion if you're expecting it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It only stops. What does that for an icebreaker? Is Viserion
Yeah.
an icebreaker? No,
It's not. No.
it's a Trojan virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to deal with it.
Well, this is one installed runner card, but it cannot break subroutine.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it doesn't,
so it doesn't
even,
matter.
it doesn't even
Yeah.
interact with Viserion at all.
One thing that I'm convinced is better than it looks is like just tempoing my viruses on res stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's still tricky and the timing window isn't perfect, but like if someone runs through an archer with a revolver and you can like purge a virus to produce an Afron, I think it's an interesting board state problem.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. And like honestly, what you could maybe do is like cut the magnet and the Arella, put in a half run, and spend 2 influence on the last seamless launch, maybe.
Yeah.
But like to me, I'm like, okay, as I'm putting more and more seamless launches in, I'm going, why am I not just playing PD?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm also surprised. Beeblum, they were for a long time really a big fan, and maybe this is a half run not being the deck of Sprint as a one of. I think that's how Beeblum always ironed out influences. Like here's a print, you don't want to hold your half run.
Yeah,
put it back.
the sprint was, from my understanding, primarily to deal with the half run draw, which is like
right on.
reasonable.
Yeah.
And you could do that. You could turn the Arella into a half run and a sprint, and then you cut the Trojan horse, and then you're even on card slots, right?
But I think overall op has not been hyper performing, and the ops that are doing well competitively right now, which is not to say that's the world we have to live in, have been like Venti or Mad or Assets, and even the asset ones, people are learning how to play into it a bit better.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of it is like the ob I'm more down on because people have learned how to exploit it way better than they could, and so there's just a lot of puzzles that I used to be able to present where I was like, oh, I know there's a solution, but my opponent doesn't know it, and people have learned those solutions now.
Yep. Like, it's like when we played into a heck of a lot of op, and like we're always have a line, like we know what we can do to make them miserable, and that wasn't the case a couple months ago.
Yeah. And then the other thing is like, ob bled a lot on centrals and so, well, actually not just ob bled a lot on centrals, ob bleeds a lot on centrals now, and it bleeds a lot into Shaper, and Shaper was already a bad matchup because they have the simul chips, and it's just very difficult to really slow a Shaper. Like, your deck is about, I can search stuff and find answers before pose questions that I want real quickly. Well, Shaper's very good at saying, here's my answers. And then you're like second level of like, okay, find this answer, like is still matchable by Shaper, and then Trickshot just giving the runner 3 extra accesses over the course of the game is rough when they get to tempo out stuff. It's
this
tough.
Like sort of the deck was, I think, the most pinpointable deck in a format like 2-3 months ago, where if the fixed strength runner rig installed a turbine, you could concede the game.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen as much anymore, which is really good. But like when you're trying to get like, I'm gonna rush out of sandstone, and they break every sandstone in the game for 1 credit, like if they got down a turbine on like turn 2, turn 3 as Hoshiko, like turn 4, turn 5 accurately, and the whole rig, like the game was cooked.
Yeah.
And that's happening less for what it's worth. Like it might be a bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, and that might be that the meta has shifted to make this list like reasonable again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put this list down because I was tired of losing to people turn 5 having, all 3 breakers and the turbine down out of Hoshiko, and I was just like, okay, my deck does not have any game against it, and there's nowhere I can go fast enough consistently to beat that rig. And then, Arasanas, be they regular or Lats, like Lats can just destroy this list in a big way.
Yeah. I need to play more of that.
And meet her, like, you cannot actually stop them out of the game, because what people started doing when they were playing against Ob is just installing both echelons.
Yeah.
And then you were just cooked.
Or you just labor rights it back and be like, okay, speed bump, not a win.
Yeah. And it's speed bump and labor, and then it's speed bump, you labor rights back through. Like the games that were easy wins just stopped happening, and then your like hard scrappy wins felt like you had to never bleed more than 2 points on a central, and that's hard. Good players will make that happen.
Yeah. Beeblum's really good.
Yeah, Beeblum is very good. If they bring Op to Worlds, they could do some real damage with it. Tuno is another one of those players who I will say like will be able to bring Ob and do well with it. I am no longer, I think, a good enough player. Like, I don't feel like I can find an Ob list that plays a scoring game plan that I think can deliver me consistent wins.
I think the game plan that you like is harder to play now.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the game plan we both like is just harder to play.
Yeah, I think tempo scoring behind ice
it's just harder.
I think it is pretty close to non-existent, and because even when you see like PD a tempo scoring behind ice deck move away from that, I'm like, okay, that's probably a sign that it's pretty hard to do.
YDL.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's
I
that
love YDL.
YDL
PD
is
so
better,
fun.
but...
Whalen Dice sucks. No, Whalen Dice is pretty good. I like Whalen Dice a lot.
Yeah, it's funny how much Hordem went from. I mean, Hordem. It's
I like
funny
Hordem a
now
lot.
that people aren't doing Buzzsaw Cleaver every game, Hordem becomes good again.
Even then, when they broke Hordem for 4 credits in the early game, you felt good.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back.
That's gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. We'll have a
Well,
regular stream.
you'll be back.
I'll be back. Excuse me. On Thursday, I'll have a regular stream. You're not streaming tonight.
No, I'm not streaming tonight. I may try and get a sneaky stream in later this week.
Cool.
Otherwise, I will see everyone a week from today.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a huge thank you. I haven't updated this, mind you, recently. But thanks a lot of folks to make this possible. I spent a lot of time behind the scenes editing. We're working through NANPC Montreal, mind you, NANPC Montreal. A lot of effort went into that too. Hopefully you came down. If not, we'll have that footage up. But thank you to all these names and more to help support the channel so we can put the time and energy into editing, recording, streaming, all the sort of stuff that has to happen. I didn't shout this out in NPC Montreal, but a bunch of folks ended up with this. I'm going to show you this in the camera. It's probably not going to look well. This is an NPC Montreal mark tracker. So you can roll your die and then lock it in there so you know for the turn what you've done. These were made by John. He made like 24 of these and they were given out as, you have one because of top 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As like raffle and stuff like that. Thank you to John and to all the folks who helped with the prize support stuff. To mind you, in Toronto too, Josh gave us like play sets of all the commission stuff from Scott and Minga and some foils as prize support too. It was just really generous. I forgot to shout out directly John for these on day one. So a lot of people don't know where these came from. They're really, really sick. Huge fan of those. We'll be back on Thursday. Do you want to do a shout out? You have the microphone. Just shout out.
I mean, shout out to Andre and Maddie for running NANPC Montreal. It was a fantastic event. I have some wonderful crochet animals now. Once I took the bird out, I actually think every time I took the bird out and like put it next to me, I lost way fewer games. So birds OP.
We have
crochet
photos
animals
of it.
OP.
The amount of people that had like their army of animals to the side, it was so cute. And Maddie was so happy. People started using, like Wenjong was using his bird as his Iswak counter. I think Antoine was using the bird to whether he once per turned egg infusion, like he would take it off the ID.
Oh,
like they're
yeah,
actually
yeah.
really functional, which is very fun.
Yeah. No, so the birds are great. The frog is great. Thank you for letting me win that in a raffle.
It was a legit raffle. The only thing that we slightly fudged is for certain card stuff. Like if somebody won nothing or next to nothing, we would move stuff around. But the raffle was obviously a raffle. We just did it behind the scenes.
No. And yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning in. Watch the Metropole Grid. Sign up for the Patreon, and if you feel like swinging by my channel, see Zengren SC on YouTube and Twitch.
Link will be in the description.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Alex, glad you got one too. They turned out really nice. Huge shout out to Maddie. She's the best, not only for knitting, but for organizing and being there the whole weekend. With that, we'll be back in a couple days. Thanks for watching.